Downtown Kingston, and the photo opportunity is to stand there and you be the eye in Kingston.
He's always in the mix. Brad Jacobs is a model of consistency, making 5 straight playoff appearances. This season, the 2013 champion welcomed one of the most successful thirds in the business. But here in Kingston, they just haven't clicked. Northern Ontario has stumbled out of the gate. So now can the boys from the Sioux rebound before it's too late? Newfoundland and Labrador also coming off a loss. Aiming for a third tankard, Brad Gushue wants to get back in the win column on the road to the championship pool. It's a battle of Brier champions. It's a battle of the Brads. Draw 8 next.
Well, you have to have a place to party after the Brier, and of course that's the world famous Brier Patch, and it's across the street from Leon Center here in Kingston. Let's get you caught up on what happened this afternoon. Draw 7, our featured game, Team Wildcard, Mike McEwen, Team BC, Steve Laycock. And this is McEwen. Remember now, he played his way into the field. Friday night win over Glenn Howard, and boy, is he playing well. That's for 4 in 6 as he goes on to the win. Elsewhere, it was Saskatchewan. Dunstone curled 97% in the win. Nova Scotia got 3 in 5, and Prince Edward Island, age and experience over youth and vitality. They got 2 in 9, stole 2 in 10 for the win. So as we take a look at the two pools, remembering again, 7-game round robin, top 4 will move on. Wild card, Ontario remain undefeated in A, while in B, it's only Alberta who's left undefeated. And on this Monday night, we say hello, Canada. Welcome back to Kingston and our continuing coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier Russ alongside. What a game this could be with Northern Ontario against Newfoundland and Labrador. They often say the pressure you put on yourself is greater than the pressure the opposition can put on you, and I think that may be the case now for Northern Ontario.
Yeah, no question about it. You can see it. You see it in their faces. Walked in here #1 in the world, had a brilliant season. Botcher knocks them off badly in the first game. I think their confidence took a little bit of a hit. Pressure self-inflicted. They got to get over that, start enjoying it again. They're a good team.
Newfoundland and Labrador have discussed what's going on with Northern Ontario. So does it affect the way they call their game?
It should, and I don't see why. They're in a better position than Northern Ontario. 1 loss instead of 2, and the 1 loss was to Brendan Botcher's 100% game. To only win by a point, Gushue needs to change absolutely nothing.
Going to be a good one. All that pressure on Northern Ontario, and they go up against the 2-time champion, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Brad's team is playing really well this year. I think the addition of Mark Kennedy at third has really helped that team and really evened them out and made them extremely consistent. And you know you're going to get a tough game when you play those guys.
This is as good of a field as you're ever going to see, I think. So many great teams. There's so much parity in men's curling these days. We're just fortunate to be in the mix here, and we'll need to just come out every game hungry and ready to play, and hopefully we make a bunch of shots.
The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by OK Tire and BKT Tires, by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada, and by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
What do they say? Make sure your chairs are in an upright position, because we're ready for takeoff. Newfoundland and Labrador. Yes, it's the Battle of the Brads here on TSN. All brought to you as we meet the teams by Home Hardware. Here's how. Newfoundland and Labrador, they are from the Valley Haley Golf and Curling Club, the Remax Center, St. John's. Brad Gushue with Jeff Walker, Brett Gallant, and Mark Nichols. Northern Ontario from the Community First Curling Center, Sault Ste. Marie, Brad Jacobs backed up with the Harndens, the Brush brothers, Brian and EJ, and Mark Kennedy at third. Well, one victory at least Right now for Northern Ontario, they have the last rock. They have the hammer. Winning the draw to the button, playing the Yellowstones. Brad Gushue is out, rushes down, and to get us underway, the Newfoundland and Labrador lead is Jeff Walker.
Just before we did our opening, Vic, I turned around. Brad Gushue was right over the pin, and I thought to myself, hammer Gushue. Brad was that much closer, which is just about impossible. Two perfect curling shots and a big hammer opening here to start off with Northern Ontario. First time they've been hammered this week, and it's the first time Gushue hasn't.
Shot, Jeff. This way, Jeff.
Back 12.
Oh, there's quite a call.
A little more,
I don't
Brad.
see this in the first end. Tricky shot to make, too. It's a fresh pebble we talk about all the time. Both teams are racing to the button, so they haven't played this edge of the forefoot area, so this has to be slower and swingier.
So the more conventional play would be what?
You either go around, or if you don't want to get mixed up into a draw contest, you would draw to the open side.
Keep going. Yellow.
Now they're trying to spill this away from that center line, and well, nicely done by Brian Harnden. Let's take a look at the keys to the game. We'll start with Newfoundland and Labrador.
Well, patience early for Gushue and company. One reason the Harnden brothers, they're playing so good. You don't want to mix it up against these guys. Case in point, that first shot. If you're going to make a move for Gushue, do it with Mark Nichols. Close that scoring area down, because Brad's a great drawer. He can find a spot, a way to get to that button. I think better than Jacobs can. Jacobs hits a little better, so keep it tight around the center.
Go. Stand it. Hard mark. Stand it.
And putting it right back to the center line. Now the keys for Northern Ontario.
Well, I accused them of this at the Canada Cup. I'm going to do it again. They got to bail early. Once in a while, they're so good. They think they can get out with one brilliant shot. If that doesn't work, it's too late. So bail a little bit sooner, and then just relax out there. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be yourself.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Scotties, Canada's #1 tissue.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Hard.
Wait, perfect.
Hard.
Oh, that's a little heavy. No, Brad. Okay, Ryan, good throw.
They raise it back, leave the stone out in front, and raise it to the fore.
Easy through the out. Sure. Fuel or no?
Well, there is in the hole, huh?
Yeah, a little bit of a bad break. I love the tick shot they played, and he played the tap, which is a safe call. It could have either ended up behind the yellow or the red buried. He got a little lucky putting it in the window.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Staying with it.
Hard.
Nichols, through he goes. Oh, and look at the roll underneath.
It's not easy to draw to now either. Shot. Nice shot.
Missing all those with board weight yesterday.
What?
Missing all those with board weight yesterday. I should have been throwing peel.
Yep.
Whoa.
E.J. Harnden
Yep.
trying the run back.
Hard.
Brothers got him. Oh, and he just ticks it over. And look what happened. So the shooter goes that way, and that little tick, it goes the same way right under cover.
That's a horrible break. To have it going 600 miles an hour, hit a red rock, and do that to it.
Okay.
Throw. Short's the miss, I guess, eh?
Yeah. It's nice and top 8.
It's ironic how this game unfolds. They played a very defensive call to play the split for Northern Ontario, and it worked. Now they're in trouble.
Jeff, so just be careful.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
See there.
Wasn't a big ad.
Top 4.
Yeah. Top 8, top 4.
Line's good. Lines of hair tight. Line's good.
Top
Whoa.
8. Weight's good.
Whoa, Mark. Line's great.
Fighting 4. Don't need it. Don't need it for
Over-curling
weight.
if anything.
Don't need it for weight. Okay,
Keep
line's
it-
fine.
we're
It's
half
over curling if anything.
You know, it's an
Half
interesting
four.
start for Northern Ontario, as you say, playing that tick shot.
Yeah, good
Every
shot.
team comes out with a game plan, and the suggestion was by Rick Lang, their coach, is that they were going to be a little bit patient. There was nothing patient about that,
No,
was it?
that's not at all. Not at all. I guess playing the split opens it up, but then Brad gets to throw a guard, Gushue, and you can't hit it. So it's tough with the 5-rock rule to dictate early in an end.
Whoa! Right! Whoa! Right! Whoa! Yep!
Roll it. No.
Oh boy, just that close to getting them both, and then does keep the raised rock in play.
Same shot.
Like this, or you like hitting the other one?
I like this.
Glad offering up option B.
Did kind of why we expected, eh?
Slid nice. Didn't ever really come down.
Putting faith in Nichols to bury it. If you don't bury it, they make the double sit 2 with hammer. They just threw it.
16th Brier appearance for Mark Nichols.
This guy just doesn't get enough credit.
It's all there.
Vic,
Yeah, you got a lot.
he does so more than curl 90%.
Top 4.
No. We're wide open right now. It's
Top 8.
Wait's good.
starting to come here.
How's line?
Biting for. Biting for. Still out there. Jeff, if you're going to sweep.
Top 4.
It's still out there. Biting for.
Full 4. No, not quite.
Oh, go ahead, Jeff. Yep. Top 4. Yep.
Great
Whoa,
shot.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, I can tell you. All right, just put it underneath. I'll do that for you.
Beauty.
They're not quite hooked, those 2 guards, are they?
No, but that one curled so much. Look where you've got to do with the yellow one. It's got to graze by that red one by Brad's right shoulder. It's not. There's not a lot of room to make this run back.
Whoa! DJ!
Well, Mark Kennedy running it back. Oh, and he's got them both. Oh, my goodness. And that's a big reason why this team is #1 in the world coming in, as we say. Good evening, Kathy Gauthier, but they're struggling right now, and that's something new for him and this team, Mark Kennedy.
Well, it certainly is. Mark Kennedy said before the game that adversity is new. It's not since the Canada Cup that they struggled, and then following that Canada Cup, they reeled off 2 tour victories in a row. They need to expedite how quickly they figure it out. He said it's not draw weight, it's not communications, body language is good, but for this team, it has been board weight. They have struggled where to put the broom. It's either run straight and they've missed, they take a little bit less, they throw hack weight, and it curls. Confidence comes from making some good shots, and that is figuring out board weight tonight.
Well, there's one good confidence builder from Kennedy. But, you know, further to Kathy's point, that has been the struggle. Mark Kennedy and Brad Jacobs just haven't gotten a handle on the ice yet. And you would think at this stage of the event, you would have.
Oh, no question. Somebody's that good. I thought they'd brush that by. Yeah, you got Kennedy's incredible at reading ice. Brad's really good at reading ice. I'm a little surprised at that statement, but Kathy's correct. It's tricky when you a little hot, a little light on a hack waiter. It's totally different.
On around. If, they were saying it was good, so.
Yeah.
Here's a board waiter that we talked about. Can read off of Ryan's first one.
Clean!
Solid!
Whoa! Clean, yep!
Whoa.
Hard! Whoa,
Whoa, guys.
Yep! Whoa, yep!
Whoa, guys.
Whoa,
Whoa, guys.
Yep! Yep, hard! Whoa!
And roll it behind their own, and look at that. No, it may just be showing, but, you know, in the space of 3 shots, or 2 shots, you've gone to sit 3. Northern Ontario with last draw.
Probably not.
No.
4 games on the ice on this Monday night, and we're playing on Sheet A. On Sheet B, another big one. This from Group B, Manitoba trying to hand Alberta a first loss. 2 games from Pool A, Ontario. Can you win 4 straight? John Epping and Team Canada, the defending champions, under the radar and looking very good at 2-1 as they play Yukon.
Back 4, yep. What's the speed compared to the draw of the button? I think it's the same as the draw of the button. Same as the draw of the button.
If anything, it's a foot or 2 slower.
You could race the red one, you could freeze to the corner one, you could freeze to the top one. They've elected to go right around everything.
Yeah. I guess he probably
And the danger is what?
Well, if you don't bury it, It's a hit that's at 4
You can give us a couple feet
without hammer on Gushue's part, so he needs to sink this. So shot rock's not, it would be ideal, but you've got to bury this thing. You know the spot though.
Weight's close.
Line's good.
Bit of room.
Like to go a little.
Top button.
Room.
Back
good.
button.
You still got room.
Room.
Back 4.
Just behind T. Jackson.
Close.
Back 4.
Weight's there.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Needs
Weight's
to
good.
curl.
Back 4.
Still has the curl.
Needs to curl.
Yep, go.
Finish it.
All right, now the big finish.
Come on, Jack.
Needs to curl, and look at that. Does it ever curl? Back 4, sunk.
Impressive. Very impressive.
Well, we talked about John Epping coming in with 3 straight wins and playing New Brunswick and James Grattan, and it's Grattan with all the pressure.
Well, he's being forced, is John Epping, in this first. And after James Grattan hit to lie 2 and rolled so that they're biters, tough to stick around on those, and so this is the draw. Only needs 12 foot though.
85% on his draws through those 3 straight wins.
Real good, Chuck. Good throw.
And that's good for the single in an early lead.
Feels like a halfway gardish to me now, to be fair.
This is quick. It looked like Brad Gushue's was a shade light all the way down. They made it easy.
You don't see that very often, do you? 7th overall in terms of skip percentage for Brad Jacobs.
Get ready, Ryan.
Back 8.
Line's pretty good. Go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Go, Ryan. Go, you have to. Go, 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 go.
Coming down.
Easy, easy. Whoa, just top button, guys.
Yeah, we're
Just
there,
top
we're there,
button.
we're there.
Line's good.
Oh,
Good
gosh.
shot.
And you think about it now and how key the rock positioning is, Russ. That Gushue Stone, Newfoundland Labrador, outstanding to get it around.
This is probably
But he just went that little bit too deep.
That's just it.
Keep a little
Yeah.
angle high side, yeah.
He had to bury it, Brad. And but boy, oh boy, if this stops on the corner, if it stops on the center line, right on the Tim Hortons logo,
We were
it's
wide
5.
than him. Yeah.
Take that for 4, so we got to go on top of ours.
Or if you're just past it, well.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah. Then he just goes across the top.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you squeak that and get
I know,
over
but
it.
then it's still there for 5. Where
Yeah.
this is where we got to get right
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
That's the only spot where he's not going to have.
Yeah.
He still has that for 4. Timeout.
Yeah, this is huge. I mean, it's curious that at first they could get
So if we
drawn
make it
into
right
this.
there, he's got this
But
for
initially they looked very good. And then a
3,
couple of
maybe
shots
4,
not
depending
the right
on if
way.
He loses this one coming back. You know what I mean?
You put it in position 1, you're good. You put it in position 2, you give up 5. There's not a big difference.
Are you out counting this one if you go here?
No.
You're not out
Yeah,
counting
you are,
this
aren't
one.
you?
Not
here?
unless you get like there,
right here. Like,
Brett.
just need full 8 right here.
I know, but we're.
Then he's got to stick this for 3.
No, I understand.
You
What,
gotta
what,
be
I'm,
on.
what I'm trying to say though is, like, if we over curl here, we can't get shot. We're playing with. If we just chip it off, then he's got to know what's hitting for 5.
it's a nose, yeah. Yeah, but I don't see anything else where you got to be less precise.
It's either that or I don't know if you can get there with the curl. We don't know the path to get
No,
there.
that's a guess. Yeah, if you get there, that might go over there. It might be for 3 at the most. You want to leave him that for 3?
I think
4?
so.
Like, you throw the same
Like
way.
if I get it pretty square, may not fly easy.
You got it square, you just.
No, I mean like it's still got to stay an inch high. I know. What do you like?
So you think right to it, like you can't be right here?
Well, I think you can go across this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was my first thought.
The problem
Even if you come in
is,
here.
even if it's perfect,
Yeah, as long as we don't bounce, we're going to bounce the other curl.
Northern Ontario can do that with a well-played bullet.
As long as we outcount this one.
Well, yes.
Because I think we're really playing with, well, we're playing with danger no matter what. So Okay, let's freeze it.
You're drawing like
Yeah.
either or.
The only thing, if I make the draw, we might steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. The Gushue girls
Can't get it out if it's there.
are here. Oh, there's one Gushue guy actually at the end of the line there.
No, freeze it.
They're always at the Brier supporting this team from Newfoundland and Labrador, Manitoba, Alberta, blank, and Team Canada opens with a couple against Scoffin.
He's still going to have the angle for 3 or 4. At least this way, if he misses it, we steal. So
I think Vic, if he freezes on the top 8-foot one, it's an angle raise for 3 if you somehow stuck it. So you just can't miss heavy.
Well, that was Brett Gallant's idea.
Yes.
Yeah, we said that. And in danger here, as he says, possibly facing 5. But the question to you is, how does he get sucked into this? I mean, the way it started off, they looked very good. They play the tick, they go around. But how does Newfoundland and Labrador suddenly face this situation?
Well, it was a run double and stuck it buried by the third, Mark Kennedy.
You got it around. Wade Onley right to it. Is that the saver now for Brad Gushue?
Okay, good shot.
Brilliant. 2 brilliant shots.
I mean, it's a lot to say in the first, but if you give up 5, the potential of a 5 in the first.
See where this goes though, eh, Mark?
That's probably for 2. I wouldn't. What? Can you ever make this? There's a little bit of space. No?
Yeah, I think that's there.
That's there for. That's the perfect angle to get 5.
It's almost queued up right on the floor here.
Oh yeah. Well, think about it like a run back this way. That 8 should squirt.
Yeah, you're right. You hit that, that's flying over that like that.
With the ability he can throw it, you could squeeze it out this way, which gets rid of that one too for 4. Because this one's tougher.
Looks like about
2/3 to hit here.
Yeah, I was gonna say to stick this. It looks like about a thick half to me, don't you think?
Yeah, and 2/3 is to, because you got good action if you hit this side, right? What?
Probably a third.
Love it. Yeah, go Brad.
Yeah, Gushue. Remember, Gushue could have hit the open one. I commented on it. He said they could hit and sit 2, Vic. Gallant mentioned it, and they decided to play the come around.
I think it's only for 2.
Mark Nichols made it perfect, but Mark Kennedy made the run double, stuck it buried, and from that point on, they were in trouble.
If he plants it there, it might be for 5.
I think it's for 5.
Could be for a steal of 1 too.
Yeah, and he knew that too if he made his draw.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you hit the
Good
wrong
enough.
side.
Yep.
Wrong side of this red one.
So at the moment, Newfoundland, Labrador holding them to 1 at the moment. Northern Ontario sitting the 1. Final stone. Can they get off to a great start here?
No,
Hold it. Angle it back. Going to get it. Bang! Oh, and away it goes. And there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just absolutely perfect. You couldn't hit it any better.
Northern Ontario and Brad Jacobs. That's right.
The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by AGI, West Steel, Westfield, Batco, Nico, SureTrack, and more. We are AGI.
Jeff Walker throwing the lead stones for the team Newfoundland Labrador from St. John's. And if there's a positive for Newfoundland Labrador, I guess is they give up 4 in the first, and they've still got 9 to come back.
That's the best time to give it up.
But my goodness, what a first end of play from 2 of the best teams in the world. Newfoundland and Labrador now do have the last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Redstones. I mean, my goodness, if you're looking for a start that would give you some confidence, that was it from Northern Ontario.
Well, if they go on to put their name on the Brier tankard.
That you could look back at this particular end, this game, and maybe this shot.
Well, so many good shots were made just to have a chance here, and then you're guessing here. Is it going to track? Is there a bit of pebble here? Throw it really hard, brush it just perfect. Unbelievable.
And that's a 4 spot on the board. The key shot brought to you by OK Tire. Service, repair, and tires. There's the moose call. Echoes around Leon Center.
I really wondered how Northern Ontario would come out here. I knew they'd be feisty and they'd try their best, but when Brad Gushue drew the middle of the pin for the draw for Hammer, I thought, uh-oh. And somehow Jacobs got it closer. I didn't think it was possible. The run, double, and stick it buried by Kennedy. 2 perfect come-arounds by Gushue. And then a freeze by Jacobs and the angle raised. Like that was incredible.
Interesting there. And all those teams that got 4s against them are here in this year's Tim Hortons Brier. You know, the other thing to consider is, you know, you're looking for positives, and in talking with Coach Rick Lang, I said, okay, you're 1 and 2, the pressure's on. He said, hey, Olympics, Sochi, they also started out 1 and 2. Now, quality of field, you can argue, not quite as deep, but it's the Olympics, and there's the added pressure of that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so.
Yep.
That was what they talked about today. They had the entire day off, and they just really did a lot of soul searching.
Don't stagger these, though.
Uh-oh, here you are. They are staggered.
Top 4.
That team Gushue, Newfoundland, played an incredible end too, Vic. I just questioned the one strategy call. They could have hit that 2, and they played the come around, grouped them together. Kennedy made them pay.
The same throw.
Nice opportunity here. You got staggered guards and 1 frozen already.
Do you think they were thrown off at all, Gushue, by the fact that up goes that center and he plays the
tick?
Yeah,
maybe. But they executed a nice end. It was just they went a little aggressive with Nichols' come around, and Kennedy made them pay, as I said. They didn't play poorly.
Well, that's fine. Pretty even right now. I don't want to.
It's going to be even, Brad.
It's going to be buried. Okay. It's going to be buried.
On its own.
Yeah, buried it is. Again, just that touch too heavy.
You hate that?
Sorry, guys.
Jam it there. Yeah. Think so. You like that?
Yeah.
Smart call here, and assuming Mark gets the shot rock, but you can't get rid of the one he's aiming at, so it looks like it's a bad call, but next time he'll be able to get it because the yellow one's gone.
Update for you, Ontario against New Brunswick. We showed you Ontario forced to the single last rock. Coming up, New Brunswick and James Grattan from Oromocto.
Well, and an opportunity for 2 here, Vic. That yellow stone behind the guard was where John Epping was going on his final stone with the hack board weight shot to try to lie 2. It ran straight, just ticked his own and rolled out, and so that is why this is an open shot for 2.
And it is a pair now for New Brunswick.
Probably get low at back 12, eh?
Back 8.
Back 8, back 12. Okay. Try to get a little low.
Lots of curl here.
Lots of curl.
Yeah. Looks like good broom.
That's good.
It's all late, so.
Yeah.
It's been a damp day, milder temperatures. So the other concern may be a little bit of frost this evening, although the building has been cooled off considerably. Trying to control that and the humidity.
Hard. Might as well fall through, Brett.
And through it goes.
Okay.
I just love that. That's always so impressive to me.
Sorry. I don't see a triple. No.
I want to make that double then, probably.
What's that?
Which double do you want to make?
Well, I was thinking this one.
Yeah, okay.
That's tougher, though. You got to get really close to the guard to make the left-hand double.
Got options. I don't see a triple, but try to make the...
Making it my way?
Yeah, make the triple one, I think.
How fast you can get back in the game, Vic. You tick the guard here. Gushue's going to be laying 4.
Team Canada opened up with a couple as he plays the Yukon. Kevin Cooey, defending champion Thomas Scoffin from Whitehorse.
And a tough shot, Vic. There's that AGI logo and a guard on it that's hard to see. Needs to navigate a port after already making a double, facing 3 on his first. Faces 2 again. Get through the hole.
Oh, no, did not. And so slam of the brush, and that results in a steal of 2. Meanwhile, Mark Kennedy comes through with a big shot.
It got dangerously close to that top yellow.
Still got
T-line!
Still all there.
Top 4!
Line's a little.
Mark Nichols.
Tight, if anything.
A little heavy.
Okay, well then.
Line's good.
Want to be off it. Top
Close,
4.
Brett.
It's good. Top 4.
Whoa, pretty good now. By the way,
Line's good.
Still over there. Oh. No, we're...
2/3 of the
button.
4.
Top button.
2/3 of the 4 foot. Stay with it.
Top 4.
Still there. Yep.
Coming down.
Still there. Full 4. Sit. Yep. Whoa. Good.
Those staggered guards give them a lot of protection, don't they? Now a blank, or pardon me, Manitoba gets one in the second after the blank in the first. So Jason Gundlickson with an early lead there on Brendan Botcher.
Okay, just tack. Try there.
Okay. Okay.
Haven't played this spotting quite this tight.
If we can roll in, we are.
Okay.
Oh, that's not easy. Trying to hit that red a little on the center line side, roll it underneath for shot rock would be perfect. That's tough to do. Again, a little bit of pebble here.
Board!
No.
Clean! Ryan!
Yep.
Ryan!
Yep.
Hard Ryan!
Whoa. Yep.
Whoa! EJ!
TJ.
Hard each! Keep going! Good spot, Brian.
Just a tad heavier than he wanted to be. Good
Oh,
effort, though.
Be gone, right?
Well, you know, you just got to be a hair under, because then he hits it, it goes
Oh,
onto that, right?
Yep. Can you get there?
That's the question.
I mean,
I felt like I was throwing my draws to the button around right there.
Really smart call. You could hit it.
Just get to the inside a little.
I don't know if we want to
Then
move
if he
it.
slashed it, might go onto that
Might
one,
go
right?
over here, right?
Yep.
Hit it, roll to the right. Northern Ontario just concedes the 2. He'd hit it, and Brad would draw for 2. But if he can freeze to the inside, it might jam on that back yellow.
One yellow back of the 8 foot, and I see Darren Moulding down, so Alberta with a draw for a couple.
And an opportunity for sure for 2 in this end after really running it up and down the first 2. And so draw weight is a bit of an unknown.
Thought we were hair heavy. Back 4. Back 8.
Line's
Back
good.
4.
It's curling.
Line's good.
Gushue
Back 4, back
throwing.
It'll be fine. I hope.
And it is good for 2.
14-2. 14-2. Back 8. Good.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa!
Wow, and he got across the nose. But that's, you know, the line call. You can hear Gushue yelling, but the patience of Mark Nichols, the line call.
So calm under pressure. He's been in so many big games.
Yes! 14-2.
Back 8.
Good.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
That's a pretty special shot. Brad Gushue's made 3 world-class shots already. I don't know where you put this, Vic. You go back 4-ish, but then there's that angle tap that he just threw. He's trying to go button and hope.
And all because of that stagger up front. Isn't it funny?
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder if they should have killed one of those sooner, but
Back button. Sweep for back
a
button.
bit of a bad break on that one.
Line's good. Sweep for back button. Back button, Blake. Yep. Rope. Back button, rope.
Close. We gotta go.
Gotta switch. Got rope.
But again here, depending on where this ends up,
Gotta go. It'll work, Ryan. Gotta go,
if they
Ryan.
can't wrap this around,
Keep going!
Keep going, Ryan.
there may be
Keep
3
going.
available
Come on,
here.
Ryan, keep going, keep
Take it
going,
all
keep
the way
going,
back,
keep
fellas.
Going, keep going.
Oh boy.
Nice try.
Can you follow it down?
No question.
And get 3
Great
back?
idea.
Oh, goodness.
You guys like
Gotta switch. Got rope.
Gotta switch.
Oh, wait, sir.
Gotta switch. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Again,
Ryan,
both
Ryan.
these two
Gotta go, Ryan.
front ends.
Keep going.
The
Keep going,
Harndens
Ryan.
there.
Keep going. Come on, Ryan.
Walker
Keep
and
going.
Gallant.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
They'll make you many a shot.
Wait was for the hack.
I
Didn't
think-
touch anything.
Yeah, I think what he is.
I think if we double peel those two, how do we give up more than 2?
Same weight then?
Well,
Yeah, they're talking about it now.
yeah.
Or a couple feet more maybe?
Yeah.
Well,
This is Brad Gushue's specialty too. He rarely overthrows these.
what an opportunity to give up 4 in that first, and the chance to get 3 back here in 2.
Just through.
Little less.
Yes!
Whoa! Just through. Clean.
Yep.
Clean.
Gallant,
Yep.
Walker.
Can't hurt it.
Now you can't hurt it.
Come on.
And there it is. 1, 2, 3. Gushue comes right back. Oh, it's going to be a bumpy night. If this was a hockey game, both coaches would have been pulling the goalies by now. we're just in the third. My gosh.
Doesn't look like they're any goalies.
No defense so far. 4 for Northern Ontario. Newfoundland and Labrador follow up with a 3 as we welcome you back on this Monday night to Kingston and the Tim Hortons Brier. So Northern Ontario once again has the hammer. They have the last drop, playing the Yellowstones and leading by 1.
You got to hand it to Brad Gushue. Even in the end, he gave up 4. He went back 4 foot dead buried on his first shot. He threw a perfect freeze into a small area. Gave up 4. Came right back with a soft tap and a perfect freeze on his third shot. Like just 4 perfect curling shots.
It's good.
And he's still 1 down without the hammer.
It's pretty good.
Mark.
Hard, Mark. Hard,
Mark.
Hard. Gotta get it curling.
Hard to stay. Hard to stay. Go, 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 go.
But would you agree with me in both ends?
Not close enough.
Newfoundland and Labrador in the first could have made shots or played things differently so it doesn't lead to that 4. And in that second, and we heard Northern Ontario talk about it, why didn't we rip those stones that were overlapped?
Yeah, they got drawn in a little bit. They got unlucky with the staggered guards, and Mark Kennedy made the double, but didn't move the other rock far enough. And then just a couple great shots by Gushue.
I mean, you can't take that away from them, and they made great shots.
Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa.
But I think you're right. With the stagger guards, they ripped them off right away. With their hitting ability, they probably get it down to certainly a 2.
Same weight or hair less?
I like same.
Same weight.
Same weight. Whoa.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Yep. Whoa.
Clean. Clean. Yep. 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 Good. Good boy.
So as we look at their rivalry, this is lifetime rivalry. Look at how even these two teams are. And those Brier points include the points tonight. But this season, well, Jacobs has the advantage. He's been beaten Gushue 4 of 5 times they've met.
Sweet. Good boy.
Two incredibly good teams. And you kind of think, what's
Good board.
Jacobs thinking after giving up that 3, but what's Gushue thinking? He stood on his head last night to lose to 100% skip in Brendan Botcher. And now he's looking at another buzzsaw here so far.
Weight's good. Oh,
Good board.
Heavy board. Whoa. Brett. Brett. Okay, that's good.
He asked for heavy board.
Yeah.
And so it's heavy board. Yeah, that's what he wanted. Okay.
You're above the tee, Mark, if you want to try it.
Okay, Brad.
We gotta make one roll. One
You
way
knows
or the
he's
other,
doing it.
Are we rolling?
Yeah.
Well said, though. That's part of strategy. You could play the come around. You could stagger guards there, but I imagine they don't want to be forced here.
Great way. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Close.
Whoa.
Close.
Whoa. EJ.
Hard each.
Whoa. Yep.
Am I rolling?
Roll it. Roll it. Roll it.
And roll it over, and he'll get it underneath. And very nice. In front of the tee line on top of it.
Really good. Just
Shot, Mark.
perfect. And it's in front of the tee
I
line.
think the path will be the same speed. Up 4.
Whoa. EJ.
Hard each.
Whoa. Yep.
Am I rolling?
Roll it. Roll it. Roll it. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
When you think about that shot, making the hit, making the roll, as compared to just ignoring and drawing,
Tee line.
which one is the more difficult?
The one you just tried. That was the danger. It's so hard. And you could have rolled farther behind the tee line, and this one freezes on it.
Back 8.
No, back 4 now. No.
Still back 8.
Close.
Coming down.
No.
Weight's okay. Back 4.
Yep,
Back
yep,
1.
yep. Hard. 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 Hard.
Gonna
Hard.
bump it enough? Oh, I don't know. I don't think so.
Stop it too long.
Come on.
Good shot, though.
Deal. I still think you're going here, though. Fight the 4.
Sorry, Mark. I lost it on you.
That curled hard. It yelled back 8. Back 4, and it was technically tee line.
I think 15. 15, 20.
Yeah.
Line's good. Fight the 4. Right
Line's
here.
good. Line's good.
Line's good. Yep.
Yeah, we can wait.
Group. Yep.
It's close.
Line's good. Hard
Hard
line.
line. Hard line.
Hard Pete.
Hard line.
Top
Keep
4.
going.
Hard
Keep
line.
going for line.
Hard line. Hard line still.
Just lock it on. No bounce. No bounce.
No
Okay, good.
bounce.
Good
They don't
sweep.
quite get it
Hard to
there
keep
to
out
lock
there.
it on.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of rattle room.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to get out there. Good scrub.
Boy, that hook's hard there.
Once that comes over center, there's just no
No,
stopping
I
it.
know.
Just diving.
I thought Mark got a little snug, so I tried to get out there, but man, it just warps.
Got to get it just a little past
around
our
it.
Fight the tee line weight. Yeah.
I'm sure you want to leave Brad Gushue a draw.
Same speed out here?
All 4 of them with perfect speed.
Just fight the tee line pretty well.
Yeah.
Top 4 could be a disaster. Could set up a red double. You almost want to be deep here if you make a mistake.
skip stones in the third.
Mine's good.
It's good.
Clean.
Brad Gushue,
Top four, top button.
17th Brier appearance.
Top
Top
button.
button. Top four.
Top four.
Whoa. Room.
Room.
We're there. Top button.
Close.
Fighting team.
Whoa. It's,
Little heavy.
it's
Oh,
Brett's
splitting
rock.
tee. Don't need it.
It's Brett's rock. It has the curl.
Splitting Needs tee. the curl. Fighting team. Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Shot.
Oh, she said the curl one.
102 inches from her curl. Yeah. Just had to
curl that
Good
much.
shot.
Yeah. Just need to curl another
shot.
inch or two.
Just didn't finish like
great.
his because we were sort of off and on it.
You know what? If you, well, yeah.
Normal and just hit and roll out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Unless you think you can nose it. Nose would be amazing.
Oof. Well,
Nose, and if you did this, he almost has to blast the double, and then you might have that for two, right?
is that there?
Maybe not, but you might be drawn for one.
Oh, I love it if we could get to nose.
Yeah.
You know what?
I think you can.
If you went like this, Mark,
Yeah, you didn't even have to throw it that hard.
if you went like that,
Yeah, just
Yeah.
move it a
then
foot.
that double is jamming.
Yeah.
Why don't we just try that?
Okay.
Well, I guess you're going to here. It's probably going to take it. Try to get to nose.
Okay.
Back 8.
You like the call?
That little
I
extra
do. It's
weight-
just really tough. If you can tap that thing straight back somehow, then it's glued onto the corner of the red, and Gushue can't hit that back yellow out. If you roll to the right as we're looking, there'll be a yellow double. So how close can they get to those two guards to hit nose? It's tricky. You also want to keep in mind you don't want to give up a steal here. Looks like a lot of ice, but everything's curled here.
Back 8.
Back 8.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Back 4.
Whoa, close.
Whoa.
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 That,
Back 4.
Okay.
piercing
Back 8. Yep.
stares always from
Wait.
Brad Jacobs.
Get ready, EJ. Yep. Oh, Ryan.
EJ Harvey trying to help it over. Now it's Ryan trying to keep it straight, get it off that one. Oh, when he got to the nose and he pushes it back 4. All right, update Team Canada with 2 and then a steal as we play here in the third, and more pressure facing the team from Whitehorse and Thomas Scoffin.
And it interesting because you say that, Vic, but it has been anything but a good end for Team Canada, including Colton Flash trying to peel a guard, jammed it into his own stone. Not good angles, but Kevin Cooey corner froze on a stone on his last is shot, and so this is a 4-foot draw and over curling and light.
Oh dear, 1 for sure. Have a look.
It's close enough, I think. Might measure.
From overhead, I'm thinking Team Canada, but maybe they'll measure.
See, I was going Yukon.
Are you really?
I was.
Okay.
I think Kathy wins.
Yeah, she does as they kick it away. Thanks.
I would like a trophy.
Just an absolute incredible shot here by Brad Jacobs and team. They wanted to get as close to that yellow as they can. Look what they did, but just 1 inch light, and so Gushue shot rock. So he's just going to guard it. If that red one had gone an inch farther, Jacobs is sitting 2.
Oh, there, real tight.
Really tight.
Whoa. Up.
Looking
Off,
for it
guys.
just
Okay.
in front of the
Right,
house.
Up it. Broom
Mine's
length.
fine.
Just short of that. Higher the better.
Yep.
I'd like it to stop.
I know.
It's got to stop. It's got to
Whoa.
stop. It's got to
That's a
stop.
Whoa. Sit.
Yep.
No.
And finally, but is it over just maybe a little too much?
Think so.
Huh?
Yeah, this is the only other one I was thinking.
You don't think this is there for 3?
No.
No?
Overburied.
You can't throw enough weight to get
overburied.
to 5, Brad. How are you ever getting that going? You'd have to hit that here.
Yeah, it looks pretty tough. Yeah.
I think this is the easier one.
You'd have to throw like
Could be a
board weight. You
scoreboard
can't
time
see it.
too, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean, if we get by this and we touch this, we're scoring, aren't we?
well, yeah. Is that harder than to draw for 1?
I just like trying for multiple here.
Well, then this is probably your best shot at the multiple.
You think
I like
so?
that,
you think
boys.
that's easier?
I don't think any one of them are easy. I think it's kind of a sucker shot to try to score 2 here and not just try to get our 1.
But I think this is just as good a chance as getting 1 as the draw.
Okay.
I mean, we throw about back line to hack. Don't you think this is just going to touch and go here and get 2?
No.
What?
No, I think this is just going to come in like this and get 1.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, you're not getting back line on this.
Okay,
ice
well then
right
let's
now.
play this for 2.
Well, we're buried a bit, but you only need to hit it.
Don't you think?
You don't need to hit much of it.
Boy, they're both tough, and I think Mark's making a
Or
good
just
point.
draw.
Yeah, there you go.
I love scoring a point in
You're
this
2 up if you make this draw.
Let's get our 1 and
Move on.
In there.
Just got a little unlucky in his
Right on the
first one, and he had to pay the price. This is huge. You missed this shot. Can you imagine 4-4?
Maybe with like a solid board if you wanted to try it.
The other thing to consider here is that we're just finishing up here the 3rd. There are teams that are already in the 5th. This is, they're going to be asking to borrow time from other sheets. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Both teams.
Yeah.
Especially this team. They're really down. 23 minutes.
And he's going to need one of those 89%ers right here.
You just lied.
You're in
Little
some
bit of
fresh
room.
stuff out there.
line's good. Little bit of
Sweet
room.
for T, road.
Room.
Road.
Still there.
Nothing
Too
yet
much
as
room.
the Brush brothers
Wait,
back right off.
EJ, right on the T line.
We're there, Mark.
Stay well then.
No, we can't.
Oh dear.
Stay close, though.
There's Nichols right there. Right there he is. Oh, ho.
Good? Yep.
Yes, he's good. That came to a quick stop as well. The single. Yeah, whoever has the last rock may just win this. All right, an update. Let's drop in on Manitoba and Alberta. Wow, look at that. So it's facing 3 final stone. Jason Gunlickson.
Wonderful shot by Darren Molding, a flat crosshouse double, really set up this end. Jason made a wonderful come around, buried on his first, but Brendan Bottcher able to remove it. That's why he faces 4. The only thing going for Jason is he just threw this exact same shot.
14-6. You can come these back too. Good shot, Dave.
And there it is, just to the edge of the button for the single. What a night already. We are in Kingston.
This is tough.
This is a big chance here to get right back in it. Forrest, quick, get by, did it, bang, got away. And there they are.
Whoa! Off!
Down it comes. Dunstone running back. The Redstone 1-2 spinning. How far can it go? Right up, what a shot.
Reinhardt coming across, got it. Oh, he does. That's the shot.
Wonderful shot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Run.
Bang, bang, bang. Oh! Brendan Bottcher. Little in off. Here we go. In, come across. Oh! How do you like that? John Epping, and with a fist pump comes a win. And already tonight, saw a brilliant shot by Jacobs to get his 4 in the first. Standings coming in. Wild card, Ontario top of Pool A. And Alberta leading Pool B. But you see there, I mean, when you look at Northern Ontario at 1 and 2. And the reason we say tonight must win, you dropped to 3 early. Now you're looking at running it out to get out of the pool, hopefully at 4 and 3. Then, of course, if you make it through to the next round, before you cross over, you've taken your 3 losses with you. How tough is that then to win this whole thing when it's said and done?
Yeah, the top 4 of the other pool when they cross over.
They're no slouch, right?
Nope.
No, so.
Wait.
Over your Northern Ontario.
We're there. We're bumping. Slow bounce. Whoa. We're
bumpy.
Whoa, Ryan,
It's all important tonight.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait.
Shot each.
2-1, New Brunswick leads it, and New Brunswick's got one just side of the button, and see Ryan Fry out there. This looks like it's cross country.
It is. On his first one, he almost got by a guard to make the double, but he ticked, and it was replaced by New Brunswick. Doesn't have the angle for 3 anymore, but he does have an angle to the lid for the single.
And no. And so that one right there belonging to New Brunswick. They'll lead it 3-1, trying to hand John Epping and Ontario their first loss.
Yep. Whoa, yep.
Whoa, whoa!
Whoa!
Mark! No! Hard mark!
Good
Gets
shot.
everything going. That's Mr. Cleanup. And then, of course, most importantly, leaves that shooter out in front. There's also a corner that belongs to Newfoundland and Labrador. I thought maybe, sorry to interrupt you, but I just thought, considering the amount of time they have eaten, that they might attempt to go a little cleaner, but they're not.
No, and it's hard to do it. They actually put the first one on the button. Gushue to a corner. They put the nice tight guard as close as they could.
Right. Whoa, 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 Mark.
It's tough to bank a lot of time.
Spin. Go, 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 go.
Oh, look at that. Now that might change things now.
The real story for this Northern Ontario team with the 2 losses, you just assume they're horrible, but the Herndon brothers, 91-96. Now they can bank some time.
It's not heavy.
Barely. It's not heavy.
Go ahead then.
Top of the cup.
You're right. Keep going. Hard.
Pretty high.
Hard, Jeff. Come on. Harder than that. Let's go.
Okay.
Good
Good shot.
Sorry.
Yep. Yep. Please.
2 pads, 2 marks.
Speed's good. I was pretty ginger with that.
Yeah.
When it's wide open like this, you can play an end in about a minute.
Mm-hmm.
A little tighter than me. Broom line.
Weight's good. It's pretty tight.
Top of the cup. Middle cup.
Middle to bottom is good.
Bottom cup.
It's all there. It says it curled.
Middle cup.
Just right
Usually
there.
you're talking about 1, 2, or 3 zones, but we're talking about the cups here.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Right here. There. Good shot, Mark. Just wait.
Wait.
Took 6 seconds off of the Northern Ontario clock for Mark to throw this rock.
Good boy, Mark. Great throw.
You can bank some time in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
Same throw. We're throwing a guard
And
again.
the one timeout's already been used, of course, by Newfoundland and Labrador in that first. Each team given the 2.
A couple feet less. Mark.
Similar,
Yeah.
Felt there. Felt all there to
Same
me.
weight.
Same spot.
Hair deeper. Same spot.
They're higher. It's there. Yeah, it looks a little heavier than the last, but close.
That's right on your broom.
It's right
though.
there. Okay. Good shots, Mark.
Wait.
Good weights.
Dandy.
Wouldn't you go to the other side at some point in time?
Just to change it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question.
5-0 Team Canada leads, and again throwing nothing but red at the Yukon and Thomas Scoffin.
Well, that yellow guard you see out front, Vic, that was Thomas Scoffin's first stone. Was trying to freeze to the shot stone and came up well light. Kevin Cooey was trying to go on the center line, but in the top of the 12-foot to force Thomas around to the outside to draw, slid a little deep. So if he makes the double and stays right there, he will be shot.
And he runs it by. That's one more as Team Canada.
Nice throws, Brad.
Thomas has played well, Kathy. You know, he just can't buy one.
No.
So they're all so tough.
Same speed down this path?
Yep. This pass, yeah, nice and quick.
Only Reed Carruthers not playing, of course. He with Team Wildcard.
T-back
Mike McEwen.
Top court.
It's a,
He's coming down pretty good, guys.
Put on the tee.
Still there.
there are lots of people who've seen more than me or you and
Just shy of the tee.
said this is really one of the best
Really
fields.
curling there now.
We say that quite often, but even the players say it's so deep, so experienced, so knowledgeable.
Kind of drop that one.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Right up.
Hard, EJ, right up.
Clean.
And right up and to the nose.
Yeah, you look at the stats coming in. There's really 8 teams that have a chance at this thing, and there's only going to be 4 spots when we get to the final weekend. That's going to be the interesting part. And some of the teams I haven't mentioned that are now mad at me. You know, Grattan's up 3-1 already on Ontario. You know, Jamie Murphy's 3-1 already.
Well, that's why this is so important to Northern Ontario. To my mind, I think you drop a third. You still have some games out. You've still got 3 more. You can't afford to stub your toe, and somebody in this group just might beat you on any given day. Final stone looking for the blank. Hand goes up. There goes the stone. What is that? A blank. 5-3 Northern Ontario.
Mark.
Well, after a start of a 4, a 3, and then a great draw for a single, we put a blank on the board in 4 just to calm everything down. Everybody take a deep breath. So let's go to 5 now on this Monday night here at the Tim Hortons Brier. Newfoundland and Labrador against Northern Ontario. And it is the team from St. John's, skipped by Brad Gushue. It does have Last Rock playing the Redstones.
A couple different wrinkles in this game for Skip Jacobs from Northern Ontario. He played that tick shot in number 1, which worked famously. Now he's going around a corner guard without hammer, which is usually pretty taboo. It certainly doesn't scare Gushue.
All right, so let's go back to when we saw him the other night and he struggled. This is a team that does not want to be predictable. And they said they are going to do some things that are going to surprise people. Kathy, we chatted before the game, Kathy and I said, you know, what about Mark Kennedy is one of those, I don't want to say free thinkers, but one of those people who thinks outside the box. He doesn't think he's being unconventional. He thinks that's the way the game should be played.
Yeah, I don't disagree either. Like, here's a good example. They come around the corner guard. Actually, I thought that's what they're trying. They came around wide open on purpose. So now if Gushue loops around, buried, he's third shot. So now he's got a bunch of work to do. So you can't say it's wrong. And it's the old story my father used to say, if you call the wrong shot and you make it, it's the right shot. So sometimes I think what happens, and Mark Kennedy's a good example, he's played so many of these games and it's repetitive. There's patterns. And I think he sat back and gone, wait a minute. What if we went here instead of here? It's a really good idea. Now here they go. They're going to be sitting 3. They're going to choke off the corner now. I like it. I really do.
Whoa! You're over curling. You're over curling. Sit. Okay, good.
Okay, good throw.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
This is freeze
All right, Kathy, let's go over to Manitoba and Alberta. And final stone to come here from Brendan Bottcher.
And it's a wide open hit for 3. Jason risked a lot this end without hammer. He faced 4 on his first, made a double, but wasn't able to roll his shooter. It was replaced, made another double, but still leaves a chance for 3.
Keep going. Keep going.
Oh, here we go. So there's 3 who go up 5-2 at the break, trying to win 4 straight. Bottcher, the runner-up the last 2 years.
Fight the 4, wait.
Line's okay. I think we're there. Weight's good. Whoa, looks
Line's
heavy,
good.
guys.
Whoa. Looks heavy to me.
Don't need it. Don't need it. Whoa, real close. No. It's got to curl a long way, Jeff. Gotta be a little heavy.
Half round or?
No, it's too late now. Okay. Line is perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. You see how he kind of systematically choked off that corner. It's an interesting play. Brad can still get around that corner at some point if he wants, and there'll be, it's really technically 3 guards, so Jacobs isn't out of this yet.
Board, wait. Whoa. Clean, yep. Hard, Ryan. Whoa. Hard, Ryan. Hard, Ryan. Hard.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Whoa. Not bad. It's good, Eats. Good throw.
Nice.
I think the straight roll here is really nice.
Back.
Yeah.
This is where it can get into trouble for
Gotta go
Northern
this
Ontario.
way.
They're trying to roll away there and stop the double. Now you can hit this shot rock roll right underneath technically 3 guards.
Can you come up front? Hack weight.
You like that ice?
Yeah.
Hack?
Maxed
Yep.
me.
No, it's good, Jeff. You get trust that's going to curl a lot.
Yeah.
It's heavy hack.
Whoa.
Little heavy.
A little bit.
Whoa, Jeff, just a little heavy. Jeff, go. Whoa.
You know, I wonder sometimes about teams like a New Brunswick. You come in against an Ontario team that has won 3 straight, but look at what New Brunswick is doing and putting the pressure on Epping.
Well, they are, and John Epping's just not working out tonight. He almost buried a stone, but it just grazed and went open.
Oh!
And that's another indication of how tonight has gone for John.
So steal one more. New Brunswick up 4-1.
Stayed on the high side of the center line for John there.
Half rock.
Yep.
Just.
Yep.
Hard, EJ.
Really gotta go, Eats. Really gotta go, Eats.
Really gotta go.
Really gotta go. Keep going. Oh, great sweep. Great sweep.
And they're going to save some. I mean, if you were with us earlier today and you saw the game we had, second half of our broadcast was PEI against Quebec. PEI pulled out the win, remember, and we talked about it's primarily a seniors team, including the 2-time Canadian Brian Cochran and world champion seniors team. But what they miss at that level is that kind of brushing. That right there to save a stone.
No kidding. That didn't look like there was a chance he could hit that dead on like that.
The finesse they still have.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Right? Still make the shots.
The strategy, the ice reading, the smarts, knowing how to miss. There's just so much to the sport.
Normal.
But it's those times when the stone is just maybe cheated a little bit inside and nobody can pull it back.
Shooter. Hard.
Watch out now. Watch out now. It backs up under cover, so it's second shot.
It's pretty good.
Good shot.
Okay.
Normal weight up.
I guess this would be ideal.
Yeah.
Or short.
It's a top
Even
8
if
shot.
we're just past ours, it's fine. Right?
So I got good speed and nothing's gone crazy here.
Right.
I agree.
Yours, I thought we were light and it slid good. So 18, 20?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sweep it for top 8.
They were top 8 on its own.
Rub.
No, line's good.
Rub.
Top
Yep.
8.
Line's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Yep.
Little
Grip.
bump, Brad.
Hold it.
Mark
Yep.
Kennedy.
Yep.
We're there.
Grip. Yep.
Bumpy.
Yep.
Bumpy.
Whoa. Yep.
Bumpy.
Oh, it jumped on him. Jumped on him.
Spin.
No.
It's just.
Oh,
Sorry,
boy.
boys. Should have just got by. A little bump there would have been okay.
Yeah. You like the intern?
Yeah. That's okay.
2/3.
Yeah.
Even if you fly it, as long as you make the double.
Okay.
2/3, bud. 2/3. 3/4 probably does it.
Yep. 2/3, 3/4.
Mark's capable of throwing this hard enough. He might be able to roll far enough away. There won't be a double.
Yep. Hard.
Right
Gotta
away,
go,
huh?
bud.
Hard.
Right away. Jeff
Watch the roll.
Walker. Bang,
Keep it in the-
double
keep it
now.
in the-
Where's this going to roll?
Beauty, Mark.
Now that's terrific stuff.
Wow. Just incredible.
You know, it's the weight choice one, the line call, as we've often said, but then that ability just to roll it over there with Walker's brush. It's just
You'd never hit this as thin as he did because you risk the yellow jamming there if you're at a curling club, but not with these stones.
No.
So they took the risk, hit it as dangerously as they could, and rolled it way over.
sets
Brad,
it up
control.
for a two,
Yeah.
possibly. Brad Jacobs. 12th Brier appearance for him.
Hard. Whoa. 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 Right. Right.
Stop. Stop.
Right.
EJ.
Right.
EJ. EJ.
Roll it. Roll it.
And trying to roll it back.
Yeah. Those are a little roll to the broom.
Just like that, we're looking at a tie game.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing
Yeah.
Jacobs can do off of this one unless he rolls back
Be a little bit of a
8
pressure.
foot partly buried
I like it.
after
Enough
this is
ice.
nose hit.
Yep.
He's been terrific. This is right now a third game, 90% or better.
Yep.
Heavy board.
A little heavy. Hard.
Go ahead, Kennard.
Hard. 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 Whoa. Yes. Yes.
Now just a little bit roll to the left. Oh my gosh. He wanted a brush head roll, and that's what it was.
Pretty precise. It's the sharpest I've seen Gushue this week.
Maybe there. We're real close, eh?
Well, Gushue said coming in that the team had been good, but not great. While this team really has been great. They are the #1 team in the world.
Yep. Whoa.
Wins in Toronto, in Nova Scotia, Conception Bay, and Yorkton. 138,000 plus is what they've taken home. And
look at that.
Shot. I think
Can
he
you
got it.
believe
It's
that?
also-
it looks like it is the shot rock, too.
Great shot, Brad.
Got to chase.
I think the best you can do.
That's
What a
special.
throw. You're throwing those great.
Let's
I know.
see.
Remember I was heavy on my draw. I was kind of on this line, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The
I'm
one I
thinking the
tapped.
same lines as the guards. We'll be
Same,
close.
same line that you threw, Brett.
What?
Same line he threw.
Remember my first one, remember I
Couldn't
was
put
throwing
it
heavy and I just
in a better spot, and not be shot rock.
Yeah. Freezing too. It's okay.
Yeah, I gave you a fair bit more than that, though.
You're throwing a fair bit more weight though.
Yeah, I'm trying to be back line.
That ice looks good to me. We were also off years the whole
You know,
way.
that is something else about the game, and we've talked about the already in the first 3 days.
Quarter? Third?
Oh, okay. Less than that.
You know, you could.
I think it's like a third.
How
I think it's dead berry.
much pressure there is on these teams at the moment, and there's Nichols. I mean, and Mark is just simply a wonderful guy. But there he is, turning around to the guy that's just picked your pocket. How much can he see? And he's asking Kennedy. Kennedy says, I think about a half. All right. You know,
Yeah.
just
a lot of respect there.
It's great stuff.
Back line.
Just through.
Yeah, look at this. Huh?
Back line. Whoa.
He's been good.
Close. Through. Close. Through.
Whoa.
3 feet.
Close. Yep. Back line.
Whoa.
Just through.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa. Jeff.
Do I need it?
Jeff, you gotta go. Jeff, you gotta go.
Grind in, bud.
Hard, Jeff.
Watch it go now. Move it far enough. Oh.
Send it.
Good work.
You know, you give Gushue credit. They could have said after that 4, it's not our night. Look at where they are now. We're halfway through. We're tied at 5. Update for you. And again, look what's facing this skip 25-year-old Thomas Scoffin from Whitehorse.
Well, it is 3. He faced 4 on his first, made a hit and roll under for second shot, looked good, but Kevin Cooey made a slash sideways to lie the 3. So this is a draw. Needs full 8.
Hard.
Thomas.
Keep going. Keep going.
I think I can. I think I can. And yes, he can. Scoffin for the single on the board. Trails 6-1 on this Monday night of the Tim Hortons Brier.
The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Well, look at the scoreboard as it all comes into focus, of course. 4 put on the board by Northern Ontario. And we're tied at 5. I was squinting too because it didn't come into focus. I thought it was going to come into focus. The story here, though, is the comeback, of course. And Northern Ontario getting that 4 to start. Newfoundland Labrador coming back. 98% being thrown by Brad Gushue, and he's had 7 games, 98% in his prior career. So the numbers after 5 brought to you by AGI, Equipment and Technology Solutions for Agriculture.
The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. By Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. And by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
Four sheets in play throughout the round robin portion of the Tim Hortons Brier here at the Leon Center. And our featured game is on sheet A of the 4. Looks a little streaky. Russ just looks a little bit. You still see the shiny bits, but there's that. When you look at the blue color, you can see a little bit of white coming through, and that might be or maybe an indication of some frost. But the key is that frost doesn't come above the pebble. You can see it, but right now it's not affecting the stones.
Yeah, just because there's a dusting of it, it's got to get awfully high to get over the pebble.
We're tied at 5, and Northern Ontario. And the team from Sault Ste. Marie, skipped by Brad Jacobs, will once have the last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstones. You said to me in the break, listen, they're experienced. They know they won't hang their head, but another team, another skip, and would have gone, wow, 4? Are you kidding us? It's not going to be our night. And folded it up right then and there.
Yes, and it's the way the 4 unfolded. You said to me, what did they do wrong? Well, maybe one strategy call, because they made everything. They played a beautiful end. It's just a couple of brilliant shots by Northern Ontario. Bang was 4, so that's all the more reason to kind of be a little upset about it, and they just said, no, let's come back with a 3. They've been the better team, really. Do you have them at 92%, I think, Vic, for the team? Gushue.
Well, he's 98, Gushue.
Mine's good.
Yeah, I got pretty tight.
Right here.
And as a team,
Curly.
they're 93.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So they haven't done much wrong.
No, and Jeff Walker is 100%. And Walker was the,
That's good.
in Gushue's estimation, the big reason, or one of the big reasons they were so successful in their provincial. Best in 2 years he had been playing. All right, let's go Manitoba, Alberta, as Jason Gunlickson throws his last. Kathy?
And back-to-back wonderful shots. Jason made a wonderful hit and roll, frozen to a corner of a botcher stone, and then Brendan navigated a port to corner freeze on that to be shot. That is what Jason faces, trying to follow Brendan through the hole to get shot.
Hey, buddy. It's fine.
And that is another steal.
Yeah.
It's all right, Skipper.
Heads up.
You know, you look for consistency. And coming off that win last night, I mean, albeit it was a measure against Northern Ontario, but that was huge for him.
Was it
and to build on that. And tonight, so far, he hasn't.
Heavy.
Clean, yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa, whoa.
Heavy,
whoa.
heavy.
Whoa, roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Yep, yep, yep.
Can you sneak it in behind there? Oh, you sure can. Look at that. Short little run, however.
Boy, there's been some great shots made in this game by just about everybody. Tick shots, hits and rolls, perfect freezes, angle raises.
We throw here. Rock and a half.
Gushue's made a couple tap backs, just a little bit of everything.
3/4 is good. Yeah.
Tough to get great separation without huge risk here. You'd have to hit this pretty thin. You don't want to miss the Northern Ontario rock.
Yep, it's good. Hard. Normal. Hard. Whoa, 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 whoa. Go ahead, Jeff.
Reggalant.
I don't think we're changing much, but okay. Okay.
And we'll leave him
4. It was a little harder. A little hard.
sitting the 2 without last
Right on the nose.
here in 6.
Keep it up.
Out there?
Yeah. No. Mark. Hard, Mark. Watch the roll.
Oof.
Whoa.
Runs it by. Now, where's this roll? Going to be hanging right on the side? Right, it is.
That's fine.
That's an unforced error there. That was pretty simple double. Got away with it, though, because I think Gushue has to chase it. He can't really afford to guard it.
Buried, he does, and it should be wide open.
Got lots of room.
Yeah. Problem is, if we do this, he's probably going to do something like that.
Yeah. Hey,
So I think we want to roll here or even. Yeah.
Well thought out again.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
What do you say? Normal?
Normal.
Normal. Good spot here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going crazy.
No.
Okay, so they even out this far, they think the ice is good.
It's spectacular ice. Yeah, you're thinking frost. Yeah, I don't think there's a problem there yet.
Good. Normal.
That's you know what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that's trouble.
Extremely scary.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
And not looking for that roll. No,
Okay.
they'll just hang it there.
Yeah, that's fine. Shot.
It didn't curl at all.
Okay. Stop.
Can you sweep this one? Okay, control weight, boys. Sweep the roll.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Mark Kennedy.
Hard right.
Brian Hart. Underneath.
Yep. Yes, Brad. Whoa.
Oh, he just let it sit. Oh, and it spins back.
Oh, is that sneaky?
And look at that slight stagger. That's protecting it. And that's, that's why you're smiling. Little look as he goes by, Mark Kennedy.
Probably around a third to get it over here.
Same way.
Half will hit it here.
Oh, it forces
I don't mind this.
Nichols to go for the wide one.
Well, Ontario's still under so much pressure, and New Brunswick sitting the one.
Well, they are, but a chance for this building to erupt. They've been waiting for that chance. Lying 3, James Grattan made that come around freeze. Only way to get rid of it is to run the guard back on their own onto the Grattan stone.
He hasn't had the big shot tonight. He's had several already. And will run it by. So the crowd still on their, sitting on their hands. 5-1 New Brunswick.
Sorry, I just want to see it.
I'm just wondering if it's
like
if you miss it, we're forced.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the end of the world.
Well, let's make it. I'm just wondering what turn. We haven't seen a lot of this.
Well, EJ threw a peel that curled.
Okay.
I think if you're throwing this, it's a good board.
I don't mind control. No. Let's go in.
No more than that, though.
Okay, good board.
Really difficult shot here, and the downside is if you don't make it, which is a distinct possibility. Gushue sits 2, you can't blank probably at this late stage. So taking a bit of risk here.
Yeah, but he also said, look, if we don't make it and we get forced, it's not the end of the world.
That's right.
And you've got, you still have what, 4 to play.
Yep. But you could blank.
Yeah.
Clean. Clean. Whoa.
Easy.
Whoa.
Close.
EJ.
Not EJ.
Clean.
Run.
Yes. Whoa.
Whoa.
EJ.
Hard EJ. Hard EJ.
All right. Back and in. No.
Sit.
And where's that going to go now?
Oh,
and all the way through.
Throw, Mark.
Any lighter.
Sorry, boys.
It was his weight
Sorry,
choice.
Brad. Should have just shut up.
Wasn't it? Yeah, there you go.
Sorry, buddy.
The skipper said something a little lighter, and he wanted to throw a little bit more.
Yeah, I think, you know what's happening, I think, in this game is that there's so much respect for each other's teams. Mark was not only trying to roll in, he's trying to roll so far over there wouldn't be a double for Gushue instead of maybe making it and taking the chance.
I'm not even sure you can split it in, so.
No.
Beeline?
It's kind of the end after the mop, so it's just
Fanning,
nice.
might be a little quicker. Okay, this is a little different path than we've been throwing, though. That's the only thing. So be wary. Yeah. Looked all there to me. Yeah. Back 8. Not bad. Back 8.
At least. Can you clean it?
No. Back 12. That might be generous.
It's coming down now,
but
but still would like it to continue.
Now, if you're wanting to force, we've seen teams do that. That's still there with the amount of curl, that stone just outside the rings. Would it have been unheard of for Newfoundland for Gushue to go on trying to behind that?
Not at all. Not at all. I guess the worry would be if you get right behind it and then the raise is made. Now you've got to make a double, but yeah, I think you'd try that. Go get it half buried, see what happens.
It was a little heavy. Brett's reaction scared me, but.
Well, I was thinking you clean it, and they said nope.
Wow, they could have, yes. It felt like it was back 4, back 8 to me out of my hand.
Yep. Clean, easy, clean.
Wait.
Clean.
Good. Well.
So an exchange of stones, back 8.
Very good throw, Mark. If I just shut up, I was just worried that you were going to.
Board weight.
What's that?
Board.
Yep.
It's remarkable to think how dominant he has been
Go ahead, Brett.
in Newfoundland and Labrador. You go back to 01 when he was the Canadian and World Junior Champion, beat Mike McEwen to win that Canadian Championship.
That's right.
And then he, in 2003, moves to men's play, and since then has won 15 tankards. 15.
And the year he missed, he was winning a gold medal for his country.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty incredible.
Yeah. But not without, and it doesn't matter, I mean, what sport. Not without total dedication. And players who want to be just as good as he is.
Yes, yeah, you play with Brad, you buy in.
Clean. Clean. Easy. Just clean.
Looking for the blank.
Yeah. Nice throw, Brad.
And there it is, away they go. So here in the 6th, we'll put a blank on the board, where you remain tied at 5 here in Kingston. Blank at 6, we're tied at 5 on this Monday night of the Tim Hortons Brier from the Leon Center here in Kingston. Second time the Brier has been played here. Back in 1957, it was Matt Baldwin from Alberta that won. And there's a lot of things going on. One of the reasons they wanted to have the Brier here in Kingston was the celebration for the Royal Kingston Curling Club, which celebrates its 200th anniversary this year. Second oldest club in the country. The oldest, of course, being Royal Montreal. That's right, Royal Montreal. I didn't think you were going to get there, so that's why I jumped in on you. So yeah, they started in 1807.
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be Northern Ontario once again has the last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Yellowstone.
I knew some of that history, Vic, because I was asked to come down and do a clinic and a speech in the fall for all their volunteers and fans for the this upcoming Brier, obviously because of the 200th year. That's incredible. And what an organization this committee is. It's unbelievable. They've covered everything to get this thing right.
Do you hate the nose? Yeah, I mean, you can straight peel. Pretty thin to go over the top this way.
Try to go through the hole.
You can, yep.
Still keeps a blank. I love it.
Now there you go, the blank. Why? Because here we go again. We're in the 7th, and if you're one of those that follows it really closely, you know you would like to have last rock in the 8th.
Yes. Yeah, 2 hammers to 1 is all you can ask for at this level.
Shooter. Whoa, that's nice. Attaboy.
Rolls it way over.
Well thought out there. A lot of teams would have played the red double, but something bad could have happened quite easily. So. And it's interesting how they said it keeps the blank alive.
You like the guard?
For now. Halfway.
Just want to show at least half, right? Yep.
Bite the line.
These ends are just fascinating to me because Gushue's really trying hard to force them to 1, and all of a sudden, if let's say this guard over curls, for instance, Jacobs might change gears, hit that red one, sit 3.
No, weight's good.
Then there's just one lonely guard to save Gushue.
Room fading, guys. Mark.
Whoa.
You're
Right top
lots
of
of
the
weight, I think, Mark.
Whoa, we're going to need a bit of curl here. Top of the cup. Going to have
Mark.
to keep it alive, guys.
Gotta get it to center
Go
line.
top of the cup, close.
Gotta go. Gotta go. Gotta go.
Middle of
Help
the
him,
cup.
Jeff. Go. A little more.
Good.
Good.
Yes. Just a hair wide, eh?
Just a little.
Yeah, I felt that.
One more for the defending champions. Kevin Cooey up now. 7-1.
Clean.
No, but I think this is better. You line two.
Okay. Over here.
Normal weight.
Nose with normals close.
Just keep control.
Well, Alberta up by 4 after that steal of 1 in the 6th, and it appears there Brendan Botcher sitting 1 back 4.
He is. That's his final stone. Jason made a triple on his first. That yellow stone didn't quite get out, but it did leave that red stone buried belonging to Manitoba, completely buried. So Brendan went around, and it's deep because they were trying to get it to Barry. So if he can get some curl and tap it back, it's for 2.
Jason Gunlickson, the Manitoba champions from Morris, Manitoba. Brendan Botcher, Alberta, out of the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton, and that's 2.
2/3. Good job.
You could hit the back one and roll buried. Then if the red raise is made, the top one that's going to be thrown won't be in the rings. Give the double a go here.
Whoa. Yep.
Is this about a possible blank, do you
Yes, yes.
think? And watch that catcher. And they'll
Great
sneak
throw,
it
Mark.
by.
Certainly keep it straight, eh? EJ can
No, it's
certainly
hit.
keep it straight. Yeah. Wow.
The 2 marks in this game.
Same weight.
Lucky enough to curl against her with both of them. And they're so good under pressure every single time.
New Brunswick sitting the shot stone, but Ontario struggles. They have a chance for a couple.
Well, he sure does. He buried on the first, and James Grattan tried to play off his own, went across the top of the red stone and left himself wide open. Chance for 2.
Like that. And finally the crowd and a little bit of a smile from Epping. Not happy with his game, obviously.
Easy.
Whoa. Good weight.
Easy, guys. Clean.
Whoa.
Clean it.
Whoa. Clean.
Brad Gushue already hustling down. As we're heading towards what is likely going to be a blank.
Attaboy, Mark. Yeah.
They both banked enough time to kind of get back into a comfortable position.
With that ice. Yeah.
Easy.
Good weight.
Good board.
All the way up there.
Clean. Good board.
Yep. Yes.
It's all board, Mark.
Hard. Right to it.
Okay. Grab a little. It certainly made a move.
And enough weight.
So?
Weight was good.
Stay a little light.
A little bit, yep. Clean.
Whoa.
Just clean. Nice, Brad.
Exchange of stones.
Freeze? Yeah, I like it.
Same weight. Little less.
You know, here we are in day 3, and after Gushue's first, you could hear the front end say, boy, that still had some curl to it despite the weight. It's not that they haven't figured it out, it's just that they're still surprised sometimes by what the rocks will do.
Yep.
Normal.
Good. Good.
See my loss.
Trying to throw a same? Come on.
Clean. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Good, good, good.
Looking for the blank. And they'll get it as well. So back to bank, but most importantly for Northern Ontario, that last drop, the hammer goes with them to the all-important 8th.
Teams are just getting better and better, and we know that if we play well, we're going to make the second half, and if we play quite well, we're going to challenge to make the final weekend. That's kind of where we fall in it, but there's just so many great teams, and you know, it's such a fun country to play at them.
It's going to be different with 7 or 8 of the top teams in Canada or the world, so that means that we're going to have to play well. And I think we can, I think we will, and we're proud to be representing PEI here this week.
Look at that, at 2-2 coming off that win over Quebec against Jason Gunlickson on the ice right now, but trailing Alberta, so he could be at 3-1 or 2-2. Kathy, Brian, tomorrow 9 a.m. Eastern Time as we continue on with our coverage of this year's Tim Hortons Brier. Again, you didn't think it was possible, but you give up 4, you don't drop your head, just keep playing and plugging. And here we are tied at 5. We go to 8, Northern Ontario does have that last rock playing the Yellow Stones. Oh goodness. So he, pardon me, he was playing the tick, was he, on that?
Yes, he was.
Okay,
yes.
sorry, I thought he was trying to come around.
Yeah, no, playing the tick and rolled it in. Didn't get it over as far as he wanted. Another good game.
Yeah, both. I mentioned to you, Jeff Walker, Brad Gushue said at the provincials he hadn't played that well in a couple of years. And the last game, both he and Brett Gallant were struggling getting their rocks in the right spots, and everything feeds off it, as you well know.
Yeah, you can't run and hide in this field. You can't have a weak player at all. You just can't come back from it. This will give the roll a go here.
Well, you've got 2 to get behind, and well, from there you can see there is a hole to get through.
There is.
That's a great shot.
Good control.
It's amazing. You'll roll 7 feet and put it right in that opening every time. It's you can't seem to get it behind one of the guards.
Heavy.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yeah!
Whoa! No roll, no.
Well, there's that roll, and now where's it going to go? Isn't that something? What did you say?
Yeah, it's just the way it works in curling.
Great shot.
Yeah, the berm holder, in this case Jacobs, he knows he's got the 2 options, so he tries to get somewhere in the middle, thinking he'll never be that accurate.
You want more? You want more?
I'm telling you, I like solid hack.
Okay.
I'm just thinking hack's really going to curl here.
Sure.
You like solid?
I like
Can you tell me the difference between hack, what we know, and solid hack would be what? Another foot, maybe?
Yeah, anywhere from a foot to maybe 5-6 feet, I would think. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty precise.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then that's why you play all the games together. Maybe, you know, Brett's solid hack is a little bit more than Gushue, so they need to know that. Ideally, you all throw it the same, but that rarely happens.
Nichols, got to get through here? Gonna get through there? Yeah, oh, gosh. Yes, you are. Wow. Just very, very special watching these players.
The different weight controls, that's what people have to look at. They're throwing the right speed for the right shot.
I thought it might curl more.
Brett's said earlier before he let it go, it curls a lot there, and it didn't. Yeah, that's not a massive port, is it?
No.
Hack.
Whoa. Clean. Whoa.
Little up.
Whoa.
Good weight.
Whoa. Heavy hack. Ryan. Whoa. Clean. Yep.
Now the pressure
Yes!
is on EJ Harnden.
Whoa. Ryan.
Oh, and you got a bit of a roll. No, no, nothing. Still sitting right there.
Throw each.
Nice throw.
A little earlier, eh?
Yeah. Hack weight, it'll curl nice.
Yeah.
So from the indication from Gushue, not looking for a roll here, just wants to exchange and just bring it up higher in the house.
Yeah, I don't think he can roll. It rolled enough. I don't think he can roll Barry behind the long guard. He might be able to roll behind the wide one.
Brett, Brett, you gotta go.
All right, we've done it once, done it twice. Look at this, and now 3 times. And then he got a little turn towards the outside.
Same weight, I guess, eh?
I was a little less than you. Not much though, but a little less. He hit it
Actually
high.
draw around everything now if you wanted to, because there's no raises.
Don't love that. I don't see the need.
No, I like making the roll.
Wow.
Even if you overroll, it's not the end of the world.
Hack.
It's just gradual here.
Interesting. He's been. Brad Jacobs had your idea going around, and he was, and they shook him off.
Yeah, that's right. Skip stay together. This works too, but I think if Mark makes this perfect, Gushue's probably going to go around it.
Clean. Whoa. Close. Whoa. Clean. Close. Yep.
They've made it 3 times.
Yes.
And now looking for a roll as well.
Hard beat. Hard.
By 1, by 2, looking for that roll.
What's that?
And then it'll pop too far.
11-7-1.
Throw, Mark.
Good sweep, guys. Yeah.
Brilliant shots. Nobody could just find that spot.
That's it. Runs the line.
So where's the roll now? Where do you want to go? Long or tight?
Behind the long one.
Okay.
Yeah, the longer the raise, the better, because it's the shorter ones are that much easier. Mark will be close here.
Little hard.
Played this quite a bit.
Weight's perfect. Jeff. Hard, Jeff.
Go, bud.
We're just at best on the nose here. Okay. All right.
Slight opening here finally for Jacobs.
Sorry.
Hey, boys, here we go. Let's make this. Yeah, board.
Good weight. No. Whoa.
Stay close, though. I'm not heavy.
Whoa.
Close.
Weight. Yep.
Yep. Whoa.
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 Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa, guys.
We got it this time.
Hard. Roll it.
Got it this time.
Roll it. Keep going. A little more.
Oh, closer, but not totally underneath.
Sweep, guys.
Pretty good, I think, Mark.
It's a little tucked.
Good shot.
Oh, a little bit tucked, eh? What's he got, half? Yeah.
Oh. How much do I have?
Small half, big third.
You like this or the run?
I like this.
Both have rest this late in the end. If you play this, you'd maybe tick it and it doesn't get out of the rings, because it's got to go a long way, Vic. It has to travel from the top 12 to the back 12.
I think it's plenty, but I think it'll be close.
The run has risk also.
I think it's close. It's good. You're just hack.
Clean.
Yep. Just hack, Mark.
Hard. Yes.
Whoa.
Yep.
Just
yes.
hack. Weight's real good.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Weight's perfect.
Gallant. Here comes that corner. Now Walker with the carry. And enough to push it through and roll it towards the center line, away from those guards.
Brad's weight control has just been spot on tonight. That's what makes those shots that much more makeable.
He's got to make it. Yeah. And if he makes it, we take our 1, right?
Yep.
You know what? Honestly, if he, I mean, we have a good chance to. If he has to make it perfect, and we still have the draw for 1. Same weight as me.
Well, New Brunswick up by a couple, and this is one of the few times I can remember where James Grattan has actually been chasing Ontario and Epping.
But even then, Vic, he's got an open shot. John not able to stay under cover. A nose hit here is a single.
Yeah, that come around for Epping just didn't curl.
It didn't. And that's been a struggle. I don't know whether it's the rocks or with his release tonight, but either ticking on guards or not curling, just can't seem to find the right mix.
This needs to curl.
Keep going.
Staying with it, trying to hold it right there. Look out. And it finally settles. There it is.
Just board.
And one it is.
Clean. Light. Light. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Rep. Whoa. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Whoa. 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 Oh, it's right in the hole again.
Oh, again, right in the hole again.
Isn't that unbelievable?
Wow.
Sorry, guys.
Manitoba and Alberta, and Manitoba appears to be sitting the 2.
They are in the final stone. Jason's been tapping stones and moving them, but Brendan came in and tapped to be shot on his first, but then Jason tapped back. Needs to get a lot of finish to this stone.
Hard. Hard.
Oh, watch out. And it'll spin away. So look at that. Manitoba.
Right back in this game.
You bet.
Sorry. Pound heavy?
Thanks, man.
Can you believe that pick? After all that, they rolled right back into that same window. Now Brad can anything through the hole should roll buried behind the far corner.
Here's Brett. Yep.
Whoa.
Heavy
Whoa.
Whoa.
A little heavy.
Yep. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Whoa. Whoa.
Signals.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Wow. Good shot. And does get a little bit of a roll towards the outside. Tucks a little piece.
Roll a little more.
Trying to leave it right in the middle of the hole.
Now look at Gushue. I mean, they're both in the 90s. Gushue looking now at a 3rd straight game in the 90s.
It's a little more than
we told you about 98%, 7 previous Brier games in at 98. Player numbers brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Boy, oh boy, this is tough. 'Cause the more weight you throw, and this is going to be a rocket, the smaller that hole is, because you don't have that curl around the top one.
Because you don't want to hang around, right?
Yes, and then there's a good chance you're going to hit this thick, and you got to roll a long way.
Here we go. Looking for the blank. Got to get through that hole. Brian Harden. Can you get it through? No. Oh, now where will this spin? And they are going to get it that way. I don't know if he's very happy about that, taking the single anyway, because that gives the last rock to Newfoundland and Labrador when we come back. Center up, corner up, as we played lead stones here in the 9th, and the crash and spin for a single for Northern Ontario. They lead at 6-5. So, I don't know. I think there's 2 ways of looking at it. Russ, if you're Northern Ontario, sure, you spin it in. And earlier we had heard Mark Kennedy say, you know, we'll try this. If not, we'll have the draw for 1.
Little biters, okay.
So that's what they got.
Yeah, that's really good.
And if the Northern Ontario, the positive here, we'll force them to a single, and we'll get the hammer back in 10.
Probably just want it like top 8, top 12 depth. Okay. Yeah. Otherwise, that's going to be in play. So 4 or 5 feet more. Yeah.
And we have our first final. And Team Canada picks up a 10-2 win over Yukon and Thomas Coffin. So Kevin Cooey now is 3-1. As we said when we first started on Saturday, I think some are overlooking him. But then to finish the thought.
Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
So Northern Ontario holds them to get the hammer back. But if Newfoundland and Labrador put something together here,
yes,
you will have wished to, you know, to have even given up the steal.
Yeah, yeah, you'd have the hammer to get out of a mess.
You bet.
I think Jacobs is upset that he didn't blank, but he got kind of away with one there to get the single, and he still has control of this game. If he can ever force Gushue to a single here, the odds of winning are dramatic.
T-line.
I don't know what happened either, because for some reason it curled. The hack waiters weren't.
T-line. T on its own.
Stay with it, Pete.
We're there.
Okay, whoa.
T-line on its own.
Really walking.
Least.
Boy, if anything, it's getting faster.
Spot each. Good throw.
Either that or we switch gears.
Thank you. Sure. Whatever you like. Whatever you're thinking.
I don't mind that. You open up the corner, right?
Yeah. It's a blank.
Yeah.
That's better than.
Okay. What are you thinking?
I like the peel. It's not looking good here.
Brad Gushue really,
Half or a little less.
really wants hammer. He feels he can get his two. He wants to have that last shot of the game to win or lose.
Look at that one at the right at the back. Center line just hanging on, belonging to Northern Ontario. And then there's that other one that's in there as well. We didn't see it, sitting just.
Whoa. Mark. Hard mark.
Edge of the 4 foot. What do you got? Open up things. Look at this.
Okay. I decided to hair thicker.
Well, I tell you what, it opens everything up now. Whether you can get everything in the rings is the question. So we already seen as Kevin Cooey meets with the media after his win, as I say, somewhat overlooked coming in as the defending champion. Why? Well, we often question how a team prepares. We saw Chelsea Carey struggle at the Scotties as defending champion. They had to really, even in Calgary, put a little mini bonspiel together to get some reps. So there was some question of whether they would be prepared enough, but you can always count on Kevin Cooey.
Yeah, and when you think of it that way, they had some ring rust and it showed in game number 1, and since then they're flawless.
Pete a bit. Good boy. Great throw.
How's that for the right speed? A lot of work to blank now.
Smidge heavy last end, but
yeah.
Just a little less. Same's in the ballpark.
Yep. Sport. Whoa.
Hard.
Board weight. Hard. You gotta go. Hard, Mark. Hard for peace. Hard. Go hard. 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 Right onto it. Good piece. Okay.
And right to it. Wow.
That changes everything.
Okay, so now if it's setting up for Gushue to get a deuce, you take it and you're happy about it all day.
Well, I don't think it's necessarily setting up for a deuce, but the blank's sure available now.
Okay.
That was not the call. He was just trying to hit and roll a little bit. If he rolls out, Jacob sits 3, and it's the odds of blanking are slim. So then you get forced to 1, and Jacobs beat you with hammer coming home. So now the blank's really, really good possibility.
Clean. Easy. Whoa. Clean. Yep.
Key here for him as well for Kennedy to sit there.
Yes.
Don't roll out.
Yes, and there's still probably a double.
Hard Ryan.
And trying to roll it away a little bit, and there he sits.
Nicely done.
Great job, Mark. Good sweep.
Board weight. Turn you want. Turn you like.
Well, it's all about the electrifying highlights, the shocking finishes, and everything in between. Get the brackets ready. NCAA March Madness returns March the 19th. Every game live, all tournament long on TSN, and presented by Gatorade.
Whoa, whoa.
So what do you do once you've eaten all the popcorn? You turn it into a hat.
James Grattan would be proud of his son there. Drew. It's a good name for a curler.
Yes. Yeah, there's the Brunswick fans. And Drew's 13. Emma's likely here too. She's 10.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa! Whoa, guys! Whoa, whoa, whoa!
Now it's really up to Northern Ontario to somehow stay away from a double.
All right! Roll it! Hard! Roll it! Hard! Go, go!
Good spot. Oh, just incredible. Just
Good sweep.
the hits and rolls, the shot making in this game, both teams, all 8 players. It's the best you could do not to give Mark an easy double.
Yeah, half or a little less. Half or less.
What did you say? Half or a little less.
Yes!
Hard! Hard, Brett!
Hard, Brett.
Mark Nichols. Ooh. Oh.
And close.
And now you go where?
As far away as you can get. Maybe a tee line.
Is that enough, Brad? Is that enough?
That's a really good point. You try to get them as far away as you can. Sometimes they'll curl a little early on you and you run out of circles. It just over curls. You just miss the paint. Even in the 8-foot here is fine.
Like it's what I probably threw in my draw the ball.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 big shots coming up here, as simple as they are. If you get this over to the side, if Gushue doesn't roll perfect, you stay. I don't know whether Brad takes on the double to blank. Depends where it is.
Top 8. Felt close to me.
Line's good.
Nothing's
Top
been
8.
short in
Right
any
where
of these
Mark's
spots.
thrown
They're just gliding that extra 2
Just
feet.
for weight. No, hasn't curled yet.
Line's good. No, line's fine.
Through.
Line's
Top
good.
8. Just clean
Right
it.
to
Clean
my
it. Line's good.
Clean it. Clean it.
Line's good. Even a little higher is okay. Right here's good.
Whoa.
Right here.
Oh, we're there.
Really
Nice,
good
guys.
sweep, fellas. Really good sweep.
Yeah, the judgment of these two and both front ends we said earlier. So very good at what they do. And then the skipper right out of his hand said, felt like top 8 to
This
me.
way?
Yeah.
Well, that's thin.
That's the real thing.
At least with this, if I just touch it. Okay, let's give it a try with the out.
Okay.
You could also throw a compensating weight
Just an
here.
inch of it, eh?
Throw like a board weight. If you get the angle right, you make it, or roll on top.
Well, here we go again. New Brunswick putting that pressure on Ontario and sitting, what, 1, 2, and 3?
They are, and on his first stone, tried to play a freeze, and I almost wonder if it's the rock, because he's had one that over curls consistently, and that is what happened on his first. It came right across the face of the stone and allowed James Grattan to hit to lie 3. So trying to draw just in that pocket now.
Good point, Kath, because the second rock, which he's throwing now,
Way
under-curled a couple of ends ago.
Yeah, so either one curls more and one doesn't, but they're not matched.
Draws for the single.
Whoa, Jeff. Jeff.
Gushue.
Jeff.
He's giving it a go.
Hard, Jeff. Hard.
Giving it a go. Just very thin. Oh, and then slides on by again.
I thought they were going to throw a lot less weight at that, but boy, how close.
I mean, when he said thin, my gosh, they would have been almost not even touching the stone.
That's the problem. We're talking half an inch max. This will be really interesting if Northern Ontario puts it back.
Same spot. Does he ever take on the blank?
Exactly. That's the question.
We want to force him, right?
Okay.
Same spot?
Yeah, we want to force it. Yeah.
It's going right in front of that.
Same spot.
Okay.
Same spot, right?
Okay. Same weight.
Mark came up with the question, does he take on the blank? But Brad never answered it. He might. Brad might, because they know their odds tied coming home without hammer against a team this good. I don't know. I'm going to say 15%. He was close on the double the first time. If he ever makes it, his odds of winning are more like 50.
But and we've seen over the course of
Line's good, top 8.
our time together.
A little bit more line,
If you play that with the 5 rock rule, if you play it well enough without last rock, and you hide the stones enough, you're going to force that team with last rock to a tough draw.
Yeah, either way, it's execution in the 10th
right?
end.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much the same spot.
Wait, buddy.
Yeah.
But
sweet.
So
there, you're right. That's lightning.
I mean, if you don't make this, now you're giving up a steal of 1. Now you're down 2.
Yep. But what are your odds tied without?
Well, I mean,
I think he's going to give it a go here.
But do you think your chances are better down 2 or tied?
So a little less, Mark. Yeah.
It's close. You're probably right. That's very close. To get 2 or 3 to win, but he also thinks he's going to make this. He was so close the first time.
I think this surprises Northern Ontario
Whoa.
Jacobs.
Whoa.
Gushue,
Jeff.
so thin.
Whoa.
Come on
Whoa.
over. You got
Red.
it. So thin. So thin. He got it.
Bryant.
Red. Gushue. Second time, no mistake. And so we'll go to 10. Yeah, got it. And I still have the last rock.
The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by AGI, West Steel, Westfield, Batco, Nico, SureTrack, and more. We are AGI.
What a game it's been. Jacobs, Gushue, Northern Ontario, Newfoundland, and Labrador. As we go to the 10th on this Monday night, and Newfoundland, Labrador, what a shot by Gushue to make the double, get the blank. And so he has the last rock. The Hammer playing the Redstones, coming home and down by 1. In a game really, I don't think we're overemphasizing for Northern Ontario is a must for them to fall to 3 losses. Remembering that you take your wins and losses with you should you qualify for the next round.
Interesting to see how they respond, because I think they were looking at a Tide coming home with Hammer. Mark Kennedy asked the question, do you think you'll take on the double before they threw it? And nobody answered him. We now know the answer.
Yeah, I said to you, I think they were a little surprised.
Hard, Ryan.
Keep going.
Keep going, Ryan.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
A little more.
Nice, EJ. Good shot, buddy.
Enough to push it back 4. Leaves the shooter right there.
The back button's key, because if Northern Ontario could ever weld one on there.
I can see half. Back line weight.
Tough little shot here, trying to get to the nose.
You like mine here, lad?
Again, because of that stone, I guess, as you say, that's the junk it up back there. That's the catcher. You could jam back there.
Just a little heavy. Just through. Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
When you think a couple of years
Just
back,
through. Almost to the hat.
how much work Brett Gallant has put into his game.
Whoa. Mark. Gotta go, Mark. Gotta go.
And you get over here. Look, oh, there it is. There it is. Didn't come up for him.
Thinking hack.
Yeah.
That didn't move much. Glenn did not overthrow it. They never yelled wide.
I got a little heavy.
Whoa. Heavy hack.
Close,
clean.
though.
Whoa. Whoa.
Weight's good.
Whoa. Brian. Right. Whoa. 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 Mark.
Brian.
Mark. Mark. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Hard, Mark. Gotta go, Mark. Hard. Hard. No roll.
And look at that roll.
Good shot.
Almost perfect.
You know, all said and done, it's been a wonderful game. Think about it. Cracks a 4, does Jacobs, and then not hanging his head, coming back to be tied at 5 midway through. And the shots that have made, including the big shot to get the blank, and look at the numbers as well. Both skips outstanding. The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada.
Yeah, heavy hack. Yeah, hard. Hard, Mark. Gotta go, Mark. Hard, Mark. Harder. He's good. Hard.
Here come that center. Get one by that one. That one too. Now spill it. Oh, and they do move it out just enough.
Sweet.
Cat mouse here though.
Real good weight.
Is that red one at the back? Is that extra point for Gushue? Nice shot. Oh, that was close. He actually threw it a hair heavier than they needed, or it doesn't get by.
Normal. Thick, like 3/4.
You're playing that.
Thick 3/4.
Which way are you playing? Which way are you playing the double, thick or thin?
He wasn't playing the
Playing
double.
it this way.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's just off nose.
Well,
with
7/8, yeah.
I'll throw good normal.
It's an awkward one, Vic, because it looks to me like if you throw normal weight and you make the roll, you might jam, which isn't ideal. As long as you make the roll, I guess you're good, but you can roll out in the open and set up a yellow double.
Whoa. Yep.
Mark Kennedy.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa.
Heat.
Whoa, Ryan.
All right.
Hard. Whoa.
Watch it now. Got it.
Mark.
Sure does. Wow.
It's money. Just
He
absolute.
is terrific.
Yep.
Just really, simply put, terrific. I mean, look at the resume, my gosh. 9th Brier now, 3 wins, 2 Worlds, Olympic, gold, Vancouver, 2-time Olympian, of course. Wow.
It's not a good rock for us, obviously.
What?
It's not a good rock
It's
for us.
terrible. It's terrible.
Do you ever play something just to bump it back?
I don't know if we want to roll buried anywhere.
You
though.
may
We only
never-
want to roll edge on edge. So tap it on the nose to here. Yeah.
It's a good call.
Although then he probably comes here.
You may never see it.
Yeah.
Again.
Almost too high for us to use.
I know.
Like, I don't almost mind having one top 12.
So what are you saying there? Reason there.
Like,
That's why I was saying I don't mind if you did this.
Yeah, and roll right there. I know, but then he gets there. Right? We roll half buried and he gets one here. It's game over. Yeah, you can only roll about a quarter buried. If you're gonna roll, you just roll edge on edge.
yeah. Or you roll.
But right now,
here.
roll over there, yeah. Roll over there, but then if he wraps
Then
one,
as long as you're open.
yeah. No, I'm saying if we roll this way,
Oh, I don't like rolling that way.
I don't like going that way.
Roll over here.
roll over here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You leave it just open.
just open so we have the
Yeah, yeah. It's dangerous because if we don't roll far enough, we're doing the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's like that. It's either that or this, but he's probably playing.
It's either
some
that
sort
or
of-
here.
Yeah.
He taps it back.
Yeah.
We're in trouble.
I think
Yeah,
you
it's
want
not
to
a great
move,
situation
You want to
either way.
move that rock.
Yeah, I really don't like this rock here.
Because this one, at least you might have something.
Yeah. Yeah, I like even there, Mark. I think that's a good shot. Yeah.
They want to move that rock, and they're talking about rolling edge on edge or rolling over here edge on edge. That's a tougher shot. They're better just to hit this virtually dead on. Just roll a little bit. Then it's a usable stone, and they can get at that back one either way. I don't think they have. It's tougher to roll 3 feet and get to the exact right spot. But mind you, the way all these guys are playing, they're probably going to prove me wrong.
Yeah, that was good weight.
Good weight.
Wait sport.
Really good weight. Yep. Yes! Whoa!
Yes! Yes! Hard!
Hard, really hard, really hard.
Wanted to just sit right there, maybe a little bit of roll. They're going to roll more than they thought.
Okay, good shot.
Yeah, that was just a tougher shot.
Okay.
Mark missed
Sorry,
that
Mark,
by,
lost
I
a
don't
bit on
know,
you.
quarter inch.
Yeah. Just jumped a little. You held it real nice.
Turn Steve's hard as you swept mine.
Yeah.
Much weight, Mark. Board.
I like board. I think board, it'll actually run pretty, pretty true.
I agree.
Yeah, they've had a few here already. Remember through the port? Nothing really moved.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's just a little narrow than the port, but I would think similar characteristics. You sure can't miss this wide.
Yeah, this is they put 4 down the same path, and then that's where Jacobs crashed. Remember,
Yes.
spun it in for one.
Don't want to overcurl here.
Whoa!
EJ,
Yes!
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes! Yes!
Whoa, 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 EJ. EJ, roll it.
Watch it.
Roll it!
Oof.
Okay, good.
Nice shot. Just a great shot.
Good sweep, guys.
I think we gotta do the same sort of thing. Throw like hack weight, heavy hack, and
Hack weight. Yeah.
hair high.
Just hack.
Yeah, hack weight.
Getting so late here for Brad Gushue. I don't disagree with this call. You really don't have any options.
Weight's good. Just
After
hack.
this one stops, there's only 2 left to get you 2.
Yeah.
Weight's good. Yep.
And no more timeouts for him, of course. And for the team, they took that one early in that first. And then just used their second.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go.
And pushes it by and then rolls over.
Okay.
Edge of the 8.
Not bad.
That's pretty good.
Good shot. Good weight.
This is interesting, too, because
Sorry, Jeff. I thought that was a little
Yeah,
square.
it
Might have been,
it's so straight there.
Might have been heavy in the end, but it's pretty close.
Wait,
So what if
hit
you
the
were-
red one, Brad freezes.
Yeah, for sure. Time out.
Time out.
You nosed it.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't even have to touch it.
Pretty tough for him to hide. Right?
He goes right here.
I think he's probably going to try to wrap this out, turn dead frozen.
Well,
here.
then you got that.
Yeah, or a straight pick.
Or
What do
a
you like,
straight
Rick?
I liked your original call. We got to make it good. He's going to freeze that unless we
Just
roll
wait, what's
perfect,
the original
right?
call? The nose hit or the
Yeah,
roll?
the roll.
Well,
But because the roll's got to be perfect.
I mean,
right?
if you roll here, it's awful.
Yeah.
You roll here, he's got the double and under. If you nose this, and he comes down and makes a really good freeze, we whack,
got
whack.
that. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah. And you know, if he makes the out turn freeze, we got the in turn smash, right? But then that rock's going to count. That's
But
the danger.
that's why I think
That's
we
the
have to make a
danger of
play
leaving
on
that
it.
one there. Yeah.
Well, that's where we're leaning towards. We're just making sure. We're using all the Ricky's time.
There you go.
Okay, I got
FaceTime
a
for
question.
the
If we nose that,
3-time
he goes
Canadian
right here.
champion, Rick Lang.
You're good then.
Fall him down, he might be able to bump it out. We make him make something really good, and if he's on the corner, we boom, boom, and then it's a tough score. I love it.
No, we can't leave that there.
That's the 2 choices.
Yeah.
But if you go
Hey,
with
guys,
the
listen.
draw, and then Brad Gushue taps that yellow one back like that, then it's tough to get rid of it.
Let's nose it, Brett.
I think when you're in doubt like this, Brad Gushue's down to 2 shots to get 2.
Just enough to be shot.
Control.
And this is a setup shot. I like the call a lot. If this is nosed, and Brad makes the world's best
Control.
come around, you can still make it off of this one. Not that that'd be easy, but at least they'd have a chance. It's a good shot by Mark Nichols to get that buried rock and stay. If he'd rolled out,
Good weight, just control.
they were in trouble.
Clean. Yep.
Well, there's from that, of course, there's a good chance this one will go an extra as well.
Hold it there. Yep.
Newfoundland, Labrador,
Clean.
needing one.
Clean. Right on the nose. You're good. You're good. Okay, good shot.
All right, Kathy, Manitoba and Alberta 6-5, and it was that steal of 1 to get Manitoba close. The blanket 9, final stone for Brendan Botcher.
And he needs full 8 foot. They've been dueling over in the corner freezing onto each other. And Jason Gunlickson's final stone is corner frozen, 3/4 in the 8 foot. And so he needs to be better than that.
Grabbing.
Uh-oh. Boy, this is a big carry, fellas.
Gotta go.
Boy, guys. Hit full 8. Full 8. Put it on your back, boys. Oh, gosh. Look at that. And one it is. A steal of 1.
Extra fun in that sheet.
Wow, that's really, that slide pass.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Brad's going to his favorite turn. He drew the pin in practice here. The dice has hardly changed at all. It's just a spectacular surface.
Bite the button.
A little heavy.
Clean.
Back.
A little bit early.
Don't want
if you
him.
can.
Where?
It's okay.
A little bit early. Yeah.
It's okay. Back button.
Back button.
Top button.
Line's good.
Back button. It's over curling. We can't go.
Jeff's wrong.
We're still heavy. Gotta sit. He's shot him. Line's good.
Back button.
Low then. And chap. Low. Low. Whoa.
Okay.
But, as you said, there's that stone
Yes.
to come off of.
Can do much more with it.
Or do you play a quiet tap?
That's Skip's choice.
Not
Timeout.
And we have a final with James Grattan from Oromocto, who picks up a 7-4 win over Ontario, handing Epping his first loss and putting Grattan in the mix
Like to get to those.
at 2-2.
We know the interns move in.
I think the interns.
That's a little
I think the
tougher
interns
too.
straighten him.
Right. Okay. And the outturn.
The outturn will definitely.
We
curl.
kind of set this up to make this.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest with you, if we're tapping it out, Mark, I like
Right.
the outturn, not the in-turn.
You know the path. Like if you're thinking tap.
Moving that red one, the outturn.
Right?
Huh?
Similar.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. If we're moving the red one, I like the outturn.
This is similar to my ticks. The same path.
Hang on a sec though. If you're not moving it out of the rings,
Yeah, he's gonna have a
he's
shot
got the
for the win.
triple for the win.
Right.
I think we played it to make it
Yeah.
and
I
go to an
agree.
extra. And if you stick it really good, it's a tough score.
Yep. So to make this to stick it real good looks like about a third to me. As
Yeah.
a third close.
Yeah, thin third of a rock.
Yep.
Okay, Smaker.
All right, I just, one of the reasons they've meshed well,
Yeah.
and the
There.
addition
Not
of,
Brad.
of
Just
Mark
not
Kennedy is that little bit of voice of reason.
Yeah.
Right? To
Yes.
bring sometimes excitable Jacobs back down. And he's right. They played that rock right there for this situation. So why change the game plan?
Right. Well, I think because of where Brad stopped, it's not frozen, so you could come down, freeze to it, tap it a bit. If you ever miss this, he loses, and this is not a simple shot. He loves the outturn. These are getting a little straighter in this spot. You got to be careful.
Yep.
Final stone. Jacobs trying to force the extra, come across. Oh, and watch where it goes. Shooter goes.
That was the problem.
And the shot stays at the back, belonging to Gushue.
Wait, hack.
Wow. Yeah, I really thought he'd play the tap myself. Just even if you froze to it or moved a foot, that was all or nothing. He's so close. One and three if this is made. They played this exact same shot in the sixth 100 times.
Little less. Yeah, I like that better. Good weight.
Clean.
Hack.
Hack.
Clean.
So out
Good
of his
hack.
hand.
Good weight.
Gushue
Clean.
likes
Very
it.
Heavy.
Heavy hack.
Walker.
A little heavy. Heavy
Gallant.
hack. Clean. Whoa. Yeah.
Nichols calling line.
Hard. Yes.
4 down after 1, and they've come all the way back to win it. Gushue. make the final 7-6. Newfoundland and Labrador now 3-1. Northern Ontario, the #1 team in the world, falls to 1-3. It's a big step to the next round.
The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Purex Bathroom Tissue, soft and absorbent for over 95 years. The 2020 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada, by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada, and by OK Tire and BKT Tires.
That's cute. Please make my daddy's dream come true. Sign my flag. Well, there you go. There you go. Daddy's dream came true. And for Brad Gushue, a big win to come back after being down by 4 after the first 7-6 to go to 3-1. And Jacobs now 1-3. As we have one more to go. And this is the first extra end game of this year's Brier. Comes on a Monday night, Manitoba and Alberta, and we are tied at 6. And the timeout has been called by Manitoba, Kathy.
Well, and the reason there's nothing up front is 2 really good tick shots made by Brendan Bottcher's team and Alberta, and that's why the play is being forced out to the wing.
Well, I think we got to try and get it better, and the way to do that is to just hit and roll a bit. Good throw. And then this thing's going to get back in a bit better.
You do just bury it, though. Like you can make him throw in the path we want.
Like I do, and we're shot.
And he's got to get full 8, so you don't have to do it.
No, this way you risk making him not have to throw his last at anything. But if you make this right, you got a good chance. Like he throws it hard enough.
The problem is you go here and he makes this, and we're still doing the same thing.
He makes what?
Like you go here.
You're probably around the yellow.
And then he makes like.
Yeah. Whatever you see, Jay. Both are good.
You like this shot? Just the ice. Do we know this shot or no?
What one?
The normal one.
I'm intern, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's go here. T-line, top
Yeah,
T.
they were trying to hit the red one with normal weight, jam it on the yellow, and roll both reds towards the center line. And that's so difficult. You take your own out, you're really lost. I think this makes a little more sense. You're trying to get closer to that center line.
Straight early if we're close.
Wait's good. Wait's there.
Whoa. Back 8. No need to. Back 8.
Back 4.
Always cleaning with Casey. We're over curling.
Can't.
Okay, whoa.
You're by.
Oh, God. Okay.
It's fine, but we can't.
Just gotta stop. Just gotta stop. It's okay. I think we're in the 8 foot. It's not bad. Okay, nice.
Good. Good spot.
Real nice, Alfo. Good shot.
You just rip that top red. If you rip the top red, we can still do that on your first.
I like that. Yeah. It buys us another rock.
Yeah.
Well, isn't it about giving the skipper both turns?
Yeah.
And doesn't, I mean, I don't know if that stone is going to get in the way. But if you have to go out that far.
Yeah, Brendan's pretty well got what he wants here. He's got the full 8 foot at this point, and the most dangerous rock's the one they're going to get rid of.
Pretty impressive tonight for Darren Moulding. In fact, the entire team from Carrick Martin at 93, Thiessen at 88. It's been Bottcher that's struggling a little bit at 76, and when you look back, and you know, they had the lead after 7, gave up a steal, did Alberta, then the blank, another steal to force this extra.
Half rock angle to jam.
Okay, yeah, I like it.
Are you going across center? You want this line, Jay, or you want to split?
Yeah, that line's good.
Okay, edge.
just outside edge.
Yep.
Just in the middle of the cups.
The line he wants for the
Maybe
guard.
I think that's the line he wants.
Perfect depth for like a half rock jam to the middle for either one. Then he's got to try to go fat.
Yeah.
70, Jay. You heard the depth they want.
Okay.
Throw about a 2.
Okay. It'll die if he's one.
Then a half rock, which is what you like to do in a peel, could hit either one of those on either side. So then you have to hit it thick. If you hit it thick, you might hit it dead on. That's what they're hoping for.
Halfway, 70. Halfway.
Line's good.
High half.
Make sure you
Right
get
here's
it there.
perfect.
High half. It's useless high. You got to get it tight.
Right here's perfect.
Looks like. Yeah. Just sweep it.
Keep it coming, keep it coming,
Just
keep it
keep
coming.
sweeping
keep
it.
coming.
Run your broom, run your broom.
Connor,
Run your broom.
Connor, finish it, finish it, finish it, finish it.
Spot, Jay.
Finish it. Good spot, Jay. That's a real good spot.
Rip it with yellow.
You like that? Okay.
Yeah, let's play it into that one.
Yeah.
Into the yellow or into the red?
You might go the other way. Vic, maybe he's trying to get that back red one. You don't want to hit it onto the yellow and have it kick into the forefoot.
Okay, trying to hit about 2/3.
Yeah.
Whoa! Karek! No, please!
Please!
Whoa! Karek! Karek!
Really close.
Watch out.
That's okay. Good.
Shot.
Seeing here.
Good.
And he throws that draw.
It's more precise to not give him a hit. And we show him the draw.
We're 2. He's going to have this draw. We cannot take this draw away, really. Unless throw a guard. He knows this.
My thoughts just make him hit as much of the 8 foot as possible.
I think we take his intern, draw the button away. That's what he wants to play, and let him try.
Yeah, that was my thought, yeah.
Where are you wanting to go?
Right here?
Where you called it, but like,
Yeah, let's talk
I'm not
about
that obsessed with that.
Like right here, right?
Yep.
I think we just want to
Okay,
block
scouting, as they do. Do you agree with that? That the intern is what Botcher would like to play?
Not because he's got a weakness or a favorite turn. It's because that path that the it'll end up being an out turn for Botcher is the same path that he just missed
I really
in the
like
10th
how
end.
ran on that positive one you threw.
This,
Remember
the second.
the second one? Yeah.
So Molding already trying to coach him through here if in fact he's forced to play the out turn.
What do you want here?
70 there, kind of like a 60 here.
If this slides enough
Yeah, okay, very good.
and winds up in a spot you can hit it to win, he'll play the hit.
I think he will.
Okay.
I think he will, yeah. Yeah, that other side, there's doubt in Brendan's mind a little bit. Oh, this might be your wide open hit you were talking about.
It's not horrible.
Good now.
Line's okay.
Fight the 8's perfect. 14-5.
No, it's too much.
No, it's
We're never
close
sweeping
to
it.
okay.
We're never sweeping it.
You're okay.
No,
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No,
Go ahead, go ahead.
you're fine, you're fine.
Go ahead.
Really
Perfect spot,
nice.
perfect.
Good spot. So we haven't watched too much of this game, but we did see Brendan Botcher's intern
We played that in
going the
perfectly.
opposite down the same
Play the right
track,
shot,
really.
like,
Okay, but
it's a hard shot.
may I just ask you, considering where that stone stopped, could you not, if he prefers the intern, is the intern not there, or do you have to play what they've lined up the out turn?
Oh, intern around that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, yes, you could. That would be wider than they probably played because
Okay.
you got to get around that thing. So you'd probably be out past the edge of 12 foot. I doubt if this is incredibly slow. Is the last one just kind of,
oof?
Yeah.
That's maybe what
Line's good.
Gunlickson was thinking too. Needs full aids.
Yeah.
Decent. Martin now, they're staying away from that fudging, but once it gets to the middle, you can hear Molding now. You got to carry this, fellas. You need the full eight. It's getting there. It's coming up to it. You got to hold it for him. Get it to the eight for the win. 7-6, the final. To remain undefeated, 4 straight wins, and Manitoba goes to 2-2. So isn't it interesting when you look at both pools now, just one team on both sides remained undefeated. Team wildcard, McEwen, top of A with Ontario's loss. Team Canada, hey, don't forget them, 3-1. And New Brunswick puts themselves in position. Alberta, still undefeated. Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, Labrador. And there is the story of the event right now. Northern Ontario at 1-3. So when we join you again, it'll be Kathy and Brian, Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Jason Gunlickson, not much time to relax. Just get right back at it. Takes his 2-2 record up against Brian Cochran. Prince Edward Island also 2-2. What a night. What a game that was. Newfoundland and Labrador, a winner over Northern Ontario and Jacobs. Till we talk with you again tomorrow, thank you for joining us. The Tim Hortons Brier from Kingston on Canada's sports leader, TSN.